Hey everyone, the Talking Dads podcast is brought to you by Little Scholars Early Learning Center. Whether your family needs infant care, a preschool program, or before and after school care, Little Scholars' highly rated Step Up to Quality programs provide quality early childhood education at an affordable price. Visit www.littlescholars.net to get in contact with an enrollment specialist and schedule a tour of any of their 5 Lake County campuses. Here's the deal. Talking Dads fans are getting a little bonus. Mention that you heard about them through our podcast, and when you tour, and you'll receive $25 off of your registration fee. Again, that's Little Scholars Early Learning Center, where children learn, play, and grow together. We are also brought to you by Pub Fredo Gastropub. Pub Fredo was voted Best Gastropub in Cleveland in 2019 by Cleveland Magazine Silver Spoon Awards. We love Pub Fredo. Their menu is chef-inspired, always pushing the limits of traditional pub fare. The other night I had a burger, I believe it was called the Pub Burger. It was incredible. Cooked perfectly. It was amazing. And you won't have a problem pairing your favorite item on the menu with their great selection of local craft beers, crafted cocktails, and of course, an amazing bourbon and whiskey selection. I went with the Bullet 10-year with my Pub Burger. All of this in a cozy, fun, come-as-you-are atmosphere. You can check them out at pubfredo.com and on Facebook and Instagram at Pubfredo Gastropub. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Talking Dads. This week's special guest is Peter Paparizos, who came in studio and really transformed it into a Jefferson's shrine, brought 3 different expressions. We had a ton of fun talking about bourbon and specifically the Jefferson's brand. We also got into the dad stuff and some dad hacks and things like that, but we mostly talk bourbon as we are more than halfway through Bourbon Heritage Month. Give it a listen, give it a like, share with your friends, and have a great weekend. Peace.
In a world where moms continue to dominate parenting authority and a father's role is minimized in society, 2 dads take on the toughest parenting topics on a weekly basis, all while drinking bourbon. They are the Talking Dads.
All right, fellas, what do we got going on tonight? What's going on?
What's up, Pete? Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me back.
Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
We talked to you, what, like
Last
a year?
September?
And, no, it was
September?
like July.
Was it July?
When we did our event over at
Jeez, I thought that was like in the
Beerhead.
fall or something.
No, I think it was the end of July.
Yeah.
And then Pete brought us some Jameson tasters.
Yeah. Some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
That was a lot of
Enjoyed
fun.
it,
That was a
It
lot
an
of fun.
icebreaker for me, you know.
Yeah, you did great. That's why you're back.
What's crazy about that is, like, we had started the podcast, like 3 months before that, 4 months before that, or whatever. We're like, hey, let's do a live event.
Yeah.
And let's
Let's
talk
get crazy
for 8 hours.
It sounded great in theory. Like we were sitting there and like, well, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And then
We did like the schedule, like, all right,
This
hour
time,
1, here's what we're going
you're
to do.
gonna have the guests. We're gonna pull people on. We're gonna do this and that. It actually flew by.
We did it.
We did it.
It was great.
You
It was
guys had
busy,
people
man.
lined up to sit down and talk
Yeah.
with you. I'm like,
It was-
I'll take a ticket.
Yeah, it was actually pretty amazing that it turned out the way it did.
It was way better than
It went
I could have ever
smoothly.
imagined.
At the start of things, it was like the setup. We had no idea what the hell we were doing.
Yeah.
Larry and Marco were there with us, so
Oh, thank God for
thank
that.
God for that because we were just like, we don't know what to do.
How does this internet thing work?
We had a few hiccups, and then we were good, man. It was smooth the rest of the night.
Moving forward, though, are you guys doing some other live shows now?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
We're still doing live shows, but we do like an hour and a half.
Okay.
We do, it's like a bourbon review, pretty quick, and just talk about any bullshit that's going on, and then hang out and drink and eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's awesome.
That's a much better format. It's nice. You can kind of, I mean, here's the thing is when you're on live, if you capture people for like 20 minutes, you did a good job. You know what I mean? Like no one sits there
That's
and
true.
tunes in for
That's true.
8
And that's
hours.
any
of-
live show that goes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, they're all out to have their own conversation.
right.
Yeah, it's just a quick thing because no one's attention span is that great for a live episode. It's like, okay, well,
So it's
moving
been
on.
working out pretty well, though.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I don't think we'll ever do another show where it's 8 hours long.
We couldn't I think we did it that one time, and it was.
I think I was in bed for like a day after that. I was like, I can't talk.
Well, yeah, we also had the fight that night too.
Oh yeah,
Stipe
right.
won. That was
Stipe
awesome,
fighting
man.
that night. Yeah, that's right.
So that was a long day.
That was a big day there.
Yeah.
So tell us about these.
Well, hold on.
Let's go introduce everything. Do what you got to do. Let's get into it. I'm too excited about what we got laying out in front of
I
us.
see all this. Dad profile. So why don't you give us a few words about who you are, what you do, what makes you a dad?
All right. So, hey, again, Pete Paparizos here, guys. Thanks again for having me.
Absolutely.
What I do, work, what I do?
Sure, yeah.
What I do. So I work for a liquor, I represent a number of brands of liquor, high spirit liquor, working for a company, Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits. I do that part-time, full-time father, 5-year-old son, follow the name, Peter. He's not a junior. He's just Peter.
Okay.
Let's go by P. We go by P now.
P. All right.
Okay.
I like
I
that.
never went by P. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
P's a good name.
Kind of wishing that I would have gotten the P nickname. I got a lot of other
This is
nicknames.
a lot
but
cool.
it's
Yeah,
just P.
right.
We can start
Okay.
calling you P.
I'm
I
all right
mean,
with that. It's good.
Yeah,
It's all
P.
good.
Continue. I'm gonna call you P for the rest of the night.
But that's about the gist of it. The work,
Yeah.
the family life, and and the daily grind today.
Yeah.
It's interesting out
yeah,
there.
It really
sure
is, man.
Out there.
And then, so you said 5-year-old. Peter's 5.
Oh,
So
Peter's just turned 6. I
just
did
turned
say
6.
5, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So is he back in school or?
Back at school.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going full time to school, 5
Okay.
days a week, which is great. Kindergarten. He seems to love it.
Yeah.
That was a missing void for him, I think, personally.
Yeah.
Having that long extended stay off.
Yeah.
It's beyond any summer
it's
vacation,
needed.
but the social interaction, the skills he's developing with that, we're
it's
grateful
great, man.
that they're back and then that they're there.
Yeah, and
For
so
sure.
we, or I remembered that he's actually in Gibbs's class in kindergarten. So
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know about you. Nothing but good things to say about how
To this date, it's been
smooth it's
fantastic.
been
Yeah.
for what, a month now?
For about a month.
Yeah.
Almost.
about
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah. 'Cause my son's in the junior kindergarten.
Okay.
So yeah, he's up there every day, which is great, man.
Yeah.
It's been phenomenal. He
They-
loves it.
That school has done a really good job of communicating, really good job of adapting. That first week, I know
the
like drop off and
drop-off.
pick up was kind of messy, but
So I
they
didn't have to
figured
deal
it
with
out.
any dropping off. That's all Liz.
Yeah.
And then the only time I pick up is when he's at Cub Care.
Yeah.
So
That's easy.
it's so easy. I
That's
pull up
great.
and there's like no one else there. There's
Yeah.
a few kids and I'm like,
Out on the playground.
yeah, I'm not doing any of the crazy shit in the morning or
Yeah. That gets a little bit more intense when the weather sucks and they're not outside.
yes, for
but
sure.
it's not too bad.
No,
still.
because I've still had to go. There was a couple days where he wasn't on the playground. I had to go wrap around
Yeah.
the building, and it still wasn't bad. There was like a couple cars in front of me. Now
Right.
I had to pick up Ben, so my youngest started preschool, and it's like 2 hours a day. So wife drops him off, she goes to work, and then
Right back.
so I had to. We have a few babysitters, but I had to pick him up this week, and that was my first experience in a line, like in the pickup situation, waiting in line. I have like the sign in my. Liz is like, here, take this sign. You have to do this. You have to be in this parking lot. You have to do this, this, and the other thing. I'm like,
Oh, it's
I'm
intense.
terrified. I'm like, I'm going to fuck this up. I guarantee I'm going to screw this whole thing up. But it actually ran very smoothly. It was awesome. So,
Good.
but yeah, I'm happy the kids are back. They needed it.
They did.
Bad. Especially my youngest.
I mean,
needs
my
it
kids are
bad.
sleeping better.
Yes, for sure. The first week was amazing because Sam was just exhausted.
They were out.
And he was,
You got a trick how to get him sleep better? Because
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh,
Peter,
man.
he's a champ, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I pick up Gibbs. Like I usually pick him up like 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. So he's in Cub Care for an hour,
yeah.
and then we go get Sloan. And in the 20-minute drive, he asses out in the car. Like he gets in my truck and just like starts drooling all over himself and shit. And then he still goes to bed just fine at night.
fantastic.
I
That's
couldn't
The
believe
first
it.
few days, Sam passed out on the way home, but he's always hungry. As soon as I pick him
Yeah,
up, he's like, "Can we
yeah.
get some food?" I'm like, "We're going home to eat dinner. Just relax." Oh, one.
One.
The
Yeah,
the
it
calf.
happens.
Chairs go down.
It,
Yeah,
it
man.
happens quite often.
Ian's actually been pretty good for a while.
Sunk down into it. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's
He's like, "Wow, I didn't even have a drink yet. I feel like the floor's moving."
going on in here. Guys,
Is this the smell
what'd you
of
bring
this?
me in for?
But yeah, man, it's great. I just my youngest Ben is we've talked about it 100 times about how much of a pain he is. I'll tell you guys a quick story about him. Yesterday, got home and I'm like, what the hell was Liz doing? She was working or something. Anyway, I had to make dinner and I was like, okay, guys, when you're done eating, if you eat your dinner, we'll have ice cream. let's make it a special night. We'll have some ice cream after dinner, and Sam crushes his food. He's good to go. Ben won't touch the food, and he's just being a little dick about it. I'm like, all right, no ice cream. Sam, you can have your ice cream. You're good to go. Ben is still not budging.
Holding strong.
Oh, the whole time. So I go, you get to that certain point where you're like, eat your whole dinner, and then you could have ice cream. Then it got to the point like, eat this carrot, and you could have dinner. I mean, you could have ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
So I put the carrot to his mouth. He spits it out. I'm like, so I'm like, go to your room. He comes back 5 minutes later, walks out of his room. I didn't tell him to. He walks out, grabs the plate off the table, walks to the garbage can, and throws it in the garbage. And I'm talking not just the food. He threw the plate in the garbage.
Plate.
Pushes the garbage can lid shut and then stares me down as he's doing it. I'm like,
Now what?
I'm like, okay, you know what?
Say something.
And then
nerd.
Sam's sitting off to the side like, I'm like, just go away.
Sam's.
And then Sam's like the sweet one. He's like, Dad, you're gonna give him ice cream, right? I'm like, buddy, I'm gonna give it to him. Just relax, okay? I'm like, I just want him to eat his food first. He goes, don't worry, Ben. Dad's just saying he's not gonna give you ice cream. I'm like, just stop. I'm like,
Sweat a little bit.
I'm like, come on, man.
Looking out for little bro.
I love it, but yeah, Ben needs school. He needs to be.
Yeah.
He's figured us out. He doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, I mean they've had what 6 months,
6 months
basically of learning all the ins and outs, the quirks, the tricks, and we've gotten less strict because it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, school is good.
I'm loving it. So happy.
School is
Hopefully
good.
everything stays as is.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
All right, I got to get to it.
Yeah, you have to, because I mean, look what we have in the background. Look at this. Look at this setup we have.
Starting to shake.
So, being that you were in the fine spirits industry, and it's Bourbon Heritage Month,
That it is.
you were gracious enough to bring us a whole flight of Jeffersons.
Yeah,
I did.
And it's funny, we were talking like leading up to the podcast and everything, and I was like, because I think I asked you what brands you represent or whatever. I was like, oh shit, like Jefferson's is severely under represented in the podcast. Like we don't get into Jefferson's all that much. And
we did like a bourbon review, I think, and then we did.
I don't.
Or
think
we had some on an episode.
We
didn't
did. We had. I think we had
because we talked about
I
how
don't
it's
remember which one.
Barreled and everything.
Yeah,
like on a ship. Right? Wasn't it the ocean
did
one?
Did we do an ocean one? I don't know. I know that we've drank it before, but because I don't remember which voyage, but yeah. So I am super excited about this. Thanks for bringing it on.
Again,
you want to talk about it, or you want to? You don't have to.
A little bit. Let's touch on a little bit.
So wait, what are we drinking first?
Yeah, what'd you pour
So
us?
this is the Jefferson's 8. This is basically the entry level to the line.
Yep.
At a price point category, you're roughly in the $30 ballpark, $35. So it's a good beginner whiskey, aged about 7 years in a barrel. One of the things that Jefferson not one of the things, what Jefferson's does do is they don't really distill their own brands. Mm-hmm. They're pretty much known for blending aged whiskeys and new whiskeys basically together to make whatever they feel is the best unique taste profile to meet the marks and the brands that they're distilling or blending.
Do we know where it comes from? Are they transparent about where it comes from, where they source it?
I do not believe
sure?
so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't believe they've released that.
I mean, it's typically either MGP or it's Dickel.
Okay.
So it's either
Interesting.
So
We'll learn from you guys today too.
I mean, that's not always the case, but those are the two big brands that source. And like every brand does it. I mean, not every brand, but
some just
majority
90% of them do. Yeah.
So what we got here in the first glass, the lineup is, like I said, it's the 8. It's the start of everything.
All right.
Well, cheers.
Very smooth. Nice little
cheers to
small
Jefferson.
batch.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
It's smooth.
It's a very distinct wood flavor.
Yeah, for sure. There's sweetness to it though.
Yeah.
Nice fruit.
Yeah, like fruity, like
Yeah.
vanilla or like
Good
caramel
vanilla
or something.
in there, yeah. Nice strong vanilla finish on it.
It is
Yeah,
good.
the
It is
finish
so
does have a good-
smooth.
Yeah.
It's almost like light. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Bottle this.
So it's a lighter one. It's
82 proof.
82.
82?
Okay.
41% alcohol.
So it's right at that low end of being a bourbon, proof wise. I like it. It's good. I mean, this is
man.
something you could have
great.
It's a good table bourbon. You know?
For sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is really good.
It's a good step up because for a price point like that, I mean, you can touch a lot of great whiskeys out there in all the categories. And to go $30 and get a bottle of Jefferson, I'm taking the Jeffersons all day. Over
Absolutely.
some of the big boys out there.
Right. No, that's very, very good. So one of the things that we like to do is kind of compare, or not compare, but parallel what you do, what a dad does for a living and how they parent.
Okay.
So I imagine, and I don't know exactly what you do, but like I imagine a lot of your job is going to, I guess, liquor stores, bars, restaurants, things like that, and saying, hey, we got these products. Here's why you should.
This is why this is the better cost per ounce for
Right.
you. This is the best bang for your buck. You know, we can let's do some kind of drink features. Let's run with this for the month and see how it goes. Build around any kind of program the bars want to do. You know, interesting things. You know, I'm always all ears to the bar owners and the bar managers because they come up with some great ideas.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Kind of just run with that.
any kind of support that we can give back to the bartenders and the service industry right now because
especially,
they're struggling out there.
Right.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's
It's
rough out there. Like,
Especially here in Ohio, like everywhere.
it's
but
brutal, man. It's like it's so crazy. Like when you leave here tonight, it's just be ghost town.
oh yeah, we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
We're 20 minutes away really from
Yeah,
this
and then
city.
it's
shut
It's so
down.
crazy because
down.
when if everything first opened, we first started coming back into the studio. The bars were open. You'd leave here, and it was just like, I mean, the street was packed. You just hear the music going through the whole whole town. It was amazing. It was awesome.
was
and,
nice.
and now you leave here and it's just dead silence.
yeah, yeah,
We're the only people here.
It's coming back.
yeah. It will. Be.
It will. It has to.
It literally has to.
We get there.
All right, so compare that, or I don't know why I keep saying compare. Parallel that what you do into how you parent.
You're not selling the kid. You're not trying to sell your son alcohol.
No,
Maybe it'll help them sleep.
yeah, there you go.
Take a swig. I know it doesn't taste good, buddy.
Dead.
I know how to get him to sleep. Yeah.
No, I mean,
fell out,
like,
huh?
like
Let's rub that.
no, hearing you talk about what you do, I would imagine, like, I mean, look, trial and error, right? Like,
Absolutely.
And that's a big thing that we touch on all the time about parenting is, like we say, you know, whatever works, keep doing it, right? Whatever works, if you need to do whatever it is to get an extra hour of sleep, or you need to do whatever it is to get your kid to eat their vegetables or their dinner or whatever it is, you do what you have to do as a dad, as parents. And I would imagine, like, a lot of that is trial and error.
Trial and error and just, you know, repetition, doing
yeah.
it over and over again,
Reps.
being there for the buyer, being there for your son, being there for your daughter, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
Just being the educator, the person that they can lean on when they need something,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So,
No, for
I
sure.
mean, a lot of communication.
Yeah. Communication is huge,
Right.
obviously. Yeah. And like just your whole job is being a people person. Like you're out talking to people all day.
All day.
Teaching your kids social skills is very important.
Huge.
100%. Like
100%
that's
agree with that.
yeah. So that's good, man.
That's very cool.
Did that kind of answer it? I don't know.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
really, I mean,
there's no right or wrong
no,
answer.
there-
You know what I mean? Like we just
Whether it's all
I always think it's interesting to hear what somebody does, and then it'll be interesting later. We'll get to like dad hacks and stuff like that, and we're like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense that dude that grinds, you know, in the service industry and like always has to make deals or whatever. It makes sense that their dad hack is like making a deal with their kid in order to get something done, right?
For
Like,
sure.
Because we learn things and we apply them to every aspect of our lives, you know.
That's a true story.
and it's funny too, you don't even realize you're doing it sometimes.
You don't know.
Like and then you sit down and you think about it like here in this setting, like you're like, oh man, yeah, this is exactly what I do. I never even thought about it like that. It's just natural and it's what works and
Spinning in my head right now. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, I think it's cool too once you start to realize that, then you can take it a step further and say, oh, I did something at work today. I'm like, oh shit, like P is gonna learn from this. You know, I'm gonna make sure that we talk about this. You know, we might substitute whiskey for Play-Doh or Nintendo or you know whatever.
Yeah.
But like we can take those skills and lessons learned and apply them to parenting, really.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool. What do we got next on the lineup? Because I'm
I know. I went through that pretty quick.
I should have
No, this
Maybe-
is good.
maybe we
This
should
is
go
this is
gulpers.
good, and we could try a little bit of each, and then we can figure out what we want to pour next
There you go.
after we're done, right?
Yeah,
So
Yeah. Let's step up to the reserve then, you guys.
Okay.
okay.
This
We're
is
gonna-
kind of
we're
like
gonna
the
be
mainstay in the
proper?
brand. Yeah. Let's
Oh yeah, switch it up.
Proper.
We have a sink, you know. That is
Thank you, sir.
You know what we don't have? E?
Pour a little bit.
What don't we
heavier,
have?
Too.
Coasters.
Ooh, we don't. You want me to go grab them?
It's up to you. You do what you want to do. Watch this. Bye. That's good. That's good. All right, so this one is the, what is this one? This is the reserve?
This is the reserve.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Oh, I got the dirty one.
There it is.
You're right.
Man,
It's
this
good-
is awesome.
It's good to have a nice coaster.
Yeah, see,
These are
'cause-
really nice glasses. I like them.
Oh, he shows up with this whole setup. He's over there in the parking lot waiting for us. He was here first.
I know. I felt bad. Like
got
I
these?
saw the message and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Sloan would not go to sleep tonight, so I had to.
I had a tough time getting out of the house. I would have been here a lot earlier. Kids would not let me do anything.
Oh, it's all
So
good.
so a dad hack that we learned. I think it was Schleicher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So more than a year ago.
God, yeah.
He said one of his dad hacks was, your family doesn't miss you when they're sleeping. And so, I mean, doing this podcast is amazing. We have so much fun doing it, but part of like kind of the deal is that we do the
Try to get
best
the
we
kids to
can
bed.
to get at least one of them to sleep, or at least that's how we do it.
Yeah, I try.
Doesn't always work out, but try my best to get one of them asleep at least, so that way it's a little bit easier on my wife. And
I guess at this point, my dad hack would be I just say that I'm doing talking dad stuff, and Sam's like, and then like I'll tell my son, I'm like, I have to leave. Like last night, I said, hey buddy, I'm leaving in a little bit, so you know, behave, be good for mommy. He goes, you doing talking daddy stuff? And I'm like, not tonight, buddy. I'm going to the Browns game.
yeah, it's funny. My kids do the same thing. They're like, you got talking dads tonight? I'm like, yeah.
Sam was helping me carry the equipment out to the car tonight
yeah.
and everything, so he knows the deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
It's fun,
That's
man.
it. You know, my escape was I'm going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
I use that. I do use that excuse for things sometimes too. Because I'm like, I'm gonna go to the store.
Time. It's time to read a book.
It's like, what do you mean you're going to work? It's like, I got called in, all right, I gotta go. Don't ask me more questions.
Be good for your mother.
Yeah, just be good.
Just be good. All right, so
this
we
is
are
the
going with the reserve
reserve.
now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the reserve.
So what makes it reserve? Let's see.
Let's see here.
Complex, elegant, full of sophistication. We're very sophisticated over here. So.
You're damn right. You should, if you had your glasses on, you
Several
look a lot more
bourbons.
sophisticated.
Old and new. Some rare
Nope,
whiskeys.
bring out
Fruit,
flavors, fruit,
coffee,
toffee.
dessert, leather.
Leather.
Cool.
A lot of leather in there.
I like leather.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so what is?
I could see the leather.
Yeah, really, you
Really
could,
do. Like,
it does
when
definitely
when
hit you.
read it
It's
there,
like,
you're like, oh my gosh, there it is.
Yeah.
that's interesting.
This is
Leather.
like,
What did that?
That's 90, right?
And 90.
so I was gonna say it's got a little bit more.
Yeah, it has
a little more heat on it.
This
but
seems to me like something that's on the workbench.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's actually good. That's really good. Yeah.
Like in like a dirty ass mason jar. I'm like, we just need a little tug before.
Yep.
yeah.
Just on the workbench. I like
Finish
that.
up.
Yeah.
Sneak out to the
Doing
garage,
doing
just
some
take a
yeah.
swig really
Sneak
quick.
out to the garage real quick.
I mean, it's
Flip on the tribe game.
the best place to keep the whiskey in the
Yeah.
garage.
Oh yeah, man. That is a goal to have a garage where I just have all my shit.
Be cool.
You know, just make it comfortable to be in the garage where it's
Be in
not
the
like
garage.
just the garage. Have some bourbon out there.
Be in the garage.
Be like, I'm gonna go work on something.
Yeah, I gotta
What are
go.
you working on? I got stuff to work on. Damn it! You're getting
figure it
drunk
out
out there
when I
again,
get
aren't you? Get the game on. There's a TV out there. There's, you got a little space. Yeah, a little space here.
There's no
Lazy
tools
boy.
in your garage.
There's no tools. Just a TV,
Just got a
couch
recliner.
radio, yeah, everything, man. Refrigerator,
Everything's good out here.
microwave. Did you order pizza? You didn't eat any of your dinner. Yeah, I went out to the garage.
I got
I saw the
that thing
pizza
I
guy
gotta
pull
work
in an
on.
hour ago.
Is he in here?
Don't worry about it. We got to work on the podcast tonight. Which is always another great excuse that we have.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
They're all
So,
about
wait, so
it.
you guys went to the Browns game last night, right?
We
Yeah.
did.
You gotta tell
Yeah.
me about how the experience.
So, man,
Dude,
Best game. I'm telling you, I told everybody at work today how awesome it was. I'm like, we parked. We didn't see anybody until we got to like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Zero traffic. Through security in 2 seconds, which was interesting.
That was
weird.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we get up to our section. They give us wristbands. You're like, you have to stay in your designated area.
Sure. No problem.
No lines to the bathroom. Small lines for drinks and food.
Yep.
I mean, everything was just awesome. No one sitting around us. We had all the space.
It was like a private event.
That's
the
greatest thing
we
about
had
it.
good seats regardless.
Yeah.
But like, you could see everything. You could hear everything.
You could stand up the entire time without anybody. Because sometimes you go to a game and people are like, sit down. Like, it's like, I just want to stand up. Nobody's sitting behind you. No one's sitting in front of you.
Yeah.
No one next to you. It's amazing.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
TV breaks seemed so incredibly long because you could get up, go take a leak, go grab a beer, get back to your seat,
and it's still,
and they haven't even started play yet.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. It
was awesome.
I love it. Like,
was there any tailgating?
No, there was no tailgating.
So that does suck.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big thing down there.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, I think, like, is the whole tailgate.
When I heard that they were going to hammer people if they were doing it.
Yeah.
They weren't letting you in the Muni lot, but like anywhere, from what I heard is like, if people were, quote unquote tailgating, is that you're getting open container, you're getting the book thrown at you.
Yeah, so it's not
they're
even,
they're
not
not
messing
gonna
around.
mess around with that.
We it was cool though, because like, so we couldn't hear anything though. That was the tough thing.
Yeah,
so for a while there,
downside.
they started the game, and you know how they have like the PA system going. You can hear the music playing. They get you the pump up shit. Like telling you to get louder. It's third down. Like you couldn't even hear anything. So it's funny. Like, was it the second quarter? I'm like, Ian, tweet at him. Tweet at the Browns and tell them to turn the fucking volume up. So he did.
Yeah.
And I think it was like at the end of the second quarter. It was like right before halftime. The first time you could hear him say it's third down, because before that you didn't hear anything. It was silent. It was the weirdest thing.
Like some of the fans were like, we were starting to do it ourselves, and then like, I don't know, like right around halftime.
It was right before halftime.
Right before halftime.
We're like, finally.
We heard it. We're like, oh, okay. So
because you had like the entertainment stuff too. Like during commercial break, they'll do like games and stuff, and the people are on their mics
and we
trying to get these games.
Them.
You couldn't hear a word.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was awesome.
The experience, all in all, was amazing, and it's wonderful that they won, and it was an entertaining game to watch.
Sure.
A lot of offense, and
yeah.
But even aside from all that, just the experience in itself. I mean, I'd be on board if it was always like that. For sure.
6,000. So, have they said how many games a season ticket holder is going to get? Are you going to get them all? Is it
I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know how it works.
I don't think.
So we don't have season tickets. Okay. Like we just happen to know somebody that does.
Sure. And, Ian got a hold of me like 2:00 yesterday.
Yeah. I'm like, so got an opportunity.
I'm like, I'm in. Let's do it, man. And it was fun, man. It was still some of the same old shit. Like I went to go pee, like towards the end of the game, and this dude is in the urinal next to me. Yeah. And as I'm walking behind him to go to the sink, he just starts puking. I mean, like violently throwing up all over the floor, all over the urinal. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty typical. And then also we were leaving. So also when you leave, you figure usually you leave a game, you're stuck in traffic for like 45 minutes,
Absolutely.
Right? You just got right out of there.
Straight shot.
But you still had all the drunk guys walking out. Like,
yeah.
The one guy trying to take a picture with Jim Brown. He's climbing on the statue. He had the most like determined look on his face when he was climbing up there.
I'm gonna get up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna get a picture. You got the one dude doing a cartwheel. I'm like, I watched this drunk in like a long time.
Right.
Like, this dude's
drunk
like, I'm
people watching.
He's gonna go do a cartwheel real quick. Dude, watch this. Does a cartwheel, almost lands on his neck. I'm like, oh God. But man, that was it was definitely an experience. And I told Pete too before we started, it'll be cool to be like, hey, you know what? I went to that first game.
Well, that's why I really wanted to go.
Like one of 6,000. Like that was.
Well, so yesterday, that was the first event in Ohio since early March.
Yeah.
That was more than 500 people or something like that. Yeah.
That's so crazy, man.
Like no concerts. There was no
concerts.
Nothing, man.
No sporting events in any of the major cities.
No shows. Nothing. The IX Center's closing.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like so I live right over by South, and so I would walk the kids over to the game, like Friday night. Walk over to the game, take the kids to the game, and you can't go in there. So I'm like, oh, we're not going to the game.
Right.
Like it sucks too because you could hear it. Like it's awesome. I love the sound of the game going on like right down the street. Like I just love the sound of it. I love that, man. The Friday night lights, like just the whole experience. I would take the kids there. Okay, I'm just not doing it because you can't get in.
Right.
So,
But they are allowing.
they're allowing family in there.
Family in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's a
that's what I
small
thought.
crowd, which is great. I love that they're doing high school football. I love it because
Yeah,
I
me
felt so
too.
bad for these kids that are, especially seniors. Like this is could be their last time ever playing the
Last
sport.
chance to play.
Yeah,
Right.
For many.
that's interesting too. Moving on to college after that, like, how are they getting like the looks that you would get? You know, I mean, if they didn't have the season, like if they were planning to not have the season, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a really good question. I mean, those scouts have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, it's like I saw a little bit of it. This
guy looks all right.
It looks good enough to me.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, man. Like, I mean, I would imagine that's a pretty intense process from, you know, when a kid's like a freshman through his senior year
Yeah.
or her senior year, and to miss out, like you know, baseball season got
Yeah, all those
screwed
kids last year, man, basketball, baseball, like
basketball
horrible.
season, right? Like track and field, like none of that stuff happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like what that meant for. I mean, I guess colleges didn't even know they were coming back until not that long ago. I guess
yeah.
that work still had to be done. So I don't know.
I was
good
going to say
question.
something too about the Browns. If we lost last night, I was going to say this. I was going to make a bold prediction
Uh-oh.
because I'm like, if we lost to Cincinnati, the season's just fucked, right? So I'm like, we're going to be terrible, and we're going to get Justin Fields. We'll be like the top 5 pick. End up with Justin Fields. I mean, which would be because sometimes Baker, like after last year, man.
I heard.
And I was like, dude, I don't know about him. I mean, he looked good last night, but then you got to kind of take a step back and think, Cincinnati.
Bengals.
I mean, he got his confidence back a little bit. I just don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, you're torn between like, hey, let's be happy they won the game.
I'm so happy they won.
Stuck with a game plan. They went through it. They ran the ball like they were supposed to. The defense definitely has some work to do, but at the end of the day, they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
They went out, they won the game. And while it was, 35-30,
Yeah.
it really wasn't that close.
No.
Like,
I mean,
there was one point when
it should have been a blowout, but
it really should have been. But, you know,
did you watch the game?
I watched probably about the first quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything after that, I
it was a good
passed
game.
out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
time
what's
to
the
go to
tough
bed.
part, though, man? I mean, luckily it was a Thursday night game because we didn't get home until almost 1.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm like, I got to go to work tomorrow. We didn't have a golf
I
today.
had a golf outing
Golf
today.
stuff, yeah.
Golf's tough, man. Golf's tough. It's a tough day.
Terrible. I was awful today.
I was having a rough day for sure.
But it was a good time.
Well, I'm glad
Yeah.
you guys made it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sitting here talking to myself.
Hey, Pete, we're going to set the stuff up. And yeah. So
ahead
this
and-
is
ahead
your run of the
on in
mill
there.
bourbon here. Yeah, we'll set it up for you, but we're going to head home.
Cheers.
Yeah, man, I don't even know. I could talk about the Browns and that all night, but
But yeah, no. All in all, though, like the whole experience was awesome.
it was phenomenal.
I
They did a great job with everything too. It was
Everything
very
was
organized.
super clean. It was organized. Couple kinks with like the checking out at the concessions.
Yeah, that was a little
It was a little
slow.
like bottlenecked, but so they had everything out, and I don't know. It was just different than I've ever seen before.
So they have like a different like little spot where the cashier is, and she's sitting there behind plastic and everything, and then you go ring out, but it was slow. It was really slow.
I feel like the system was just slow. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think that's first game jitters.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly,
They're just trying to work it
No
all out.
preseason run
And at the
throughs
end of the
for-
day,
Yeah.
even with all of that, it was way faster than normal. So, because you didn't have to wait in the crazy lines. So, like I said,
was
you
great,
could
man.
still go.
We did get accused of smoking.
Really?
None of us smoke.
Yeah.
And the girl that was with us is pregnant, and he was the guy that was working. I don't even know, security, or he's just like a
Usher.
usher. He's
Yeah.
just like he was confident
He
that
was
was her
100%
smoking.
confident.
100% confident that she was smoking a cigarette.
And he was like behind us.
And he was just staring through her like after it happened. He's like, "Put the cigarette out. I saw the smoke." And we're like, "What?"
I'm like, just turn around. I'm like, no, she is not smoking.
Yeah. So she's like turns around, he's staring at her, and he goes, "Yeah, I saw the smoke. I can see the pack of cigarettes underneath your seat."
Interesting.
And she goes, "Oh, I'm smoking." And she, how many months
then-
pregnant is she? Like
Taking that usher
6 months.
job
And she's like,
serious.
she goes, "Oh, so the pregnant girl, I'm smoking, huh?" He's like, "I didn't say it was you." I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Dude."
one of these three. I'm like, dude, no one
I'm like,
here is
"Okay."
smoking.
I'm like, "You can see the pack, huh? Those peanuts underneath our seat. Those are the cigarettes you
I'm
can
like,
see."
here, do you want to look at my water?
And The best part is, even though after we called
And
him
he
out,
did.
he still comes down and like looks underneath our seats and everything. I'm like, dude, it was like a kid in front of us with a vape pen.
Yeah. Which, whatever.
It's just funny.
It was funny.
It
He was
just
determined.
he was determined. Whatever.
Had to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. This is.
But all in all,
Yeah, I like
everybody
the
was well
reserve.
behaved. There was no one fighting. I don't think. Was there a
There
fight?
was a fight.
Okay, there was a fight.
be a
I
Browns
didn't
game
see
without
it,
one.
but I saw it on Twitter afterwards because someone posted it and was like, "Of course, the first fight in the NFL is in Cleveland during a pandemic."
Shocker. I mean, you go back to like
They were getting
the
after
first.
it too, man.
Were they?
Yeah.
Was there a video?
Yeah, there's a video of it.
Ah, I didn't see
Yeah.
it. Oh man, I
pretty
thought there was gonna be a fight behind us. There was a Bengals fan and a Browns fan going
Yeah.
like yelling at each other, but that was it.
Right.
Gets heated.
I mean, I've seen some shit
I've
at
seen
the
some
Browns
interesting
games. Like,
stuff at those games.
Dude, do you remember that one year we took the RV and it was the Dolphins game. It was the home opener.
we're all the way at the top.
We were all the way at the top. And there was that fight where the dude like jumped down like 6 rows and tackled this girl, remember?
Yeah, it was
And
bad.
then-
It was
and
bad.
then another
man.
dude like got up, like the dude that was with the girl, and like didn't he like kick him in the face?
It was
And then,
bad.
like,
Yeah, he was,
and then like he turned around and hit the railing. There's blood everywhere. We're like, holy shit!
and that was just one of many
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
saw. Like
yeah.
there was
that's in
that
the
one
upper
kid
deck.
that there was a
Yeah,
kid that was
right.
talking shit to everybody. Remember that kid that came up?
Oh yeah.
And then somebody, we were with like what, 20 people?
Yeah.
We had like the whole row. It was all of our friends. And this kid, one of our friends tells him to calm down. He's like, dude, just settle the fuck down, like, just relax. And the kid starts talking shit to all of us. And then everybody's just standing up looking at him like, dude, not a good idea. And then he continues to start like yelling at all of us. We're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, nothing happened.
Right.
But that kid got kicked out.
Yeah.
And then we were leaving. You know how you have to go down the ramps to get out?
Oh yeah.
And this dude, so I get pushed in the back, like somebody like runs into me. So I just move, and he starts going because he's hammered, and he gets this momentum going. And he's going full speed, and he just keeps picking up more and more speed. His feet are just going, and then he smacks the railing at the end, like up against the wall, with his mouth.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
You just hear boom. I'm like,
I forgot about that.
I think he knocked himself out.
Chiclets.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he lost his
literally.
teeth. He had to have. We're like,
Yeah,
let's
there's no
get the
chance.
hell
he
out of
did.
here.
Yeah.
That's really ugly. So we didn't
Felt
see anything
good
like
on
that. So
Monday
like
morning.
last night was nice and calm.
Yeah.
I don't know-
I don't know if it's because I'm old.
That's
or
what I'm saying. Like I don't know if we were
Like,
getting older and we just like the little more laid back.
There's no better way to watch a game.
I highly recommend it. If you could get to a game, do it.
Yeah,
'Cause it was awesome. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think they tested it. We'll see what the other
Hope they
teams start
open it
doing.
up. Yeah, I mean, because we were on the lower end of the NFL, I think, weren't we? Some of the other stadiums that allowed fans.
Yeah, and I think Dallas is doing 25%.
Yeah. So
So we did what, 10%? Ish.
ish.
10, 20. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure. And you brought this up last night too. It was interesting. Like in Ohio, you're allowed to do it. Cincinnati didn't do that last week.
Yeah,
I'm
Cincinnati,
wondering if
right.
now that they've seen how it works, they probably
Right.
just weren't ready for it. Because I mean, we just got right into it. Like,
Yeah.
here we go, let's do it, and it worked out great. I think. I don't know. I haven't really heard of any
kudos
problems.
to the Browns and whoever set up that plan, because it was nice getting in. Everything was clean.
You know, I was surprised to see baseball didn't try it.
I'm with you on that because you could have done that. You could have split it up. Could have tried it. I mean, how many games are they in right now? Like
Well,
50.
I was kind of wondering about the economics of it, though. Like, I bet they lose more money
Opening up the
with
concessions.
6,000 people than 0 fans.
Well, you have to have all those
Because you have to
concessions.
have everyone working. You have to buy all the food.
Pretty
you have
much
to buy
every
all that
concession
stuff.
was open
Interesting
up in the club area.
Yeah.
Every place was
That's
open.
Very true. Yeah.
That's true.
A lot
So,
of
I mean,
overhead
on
just
one
to run
hand, you
something
do
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
On one hand, you do it to, number one, say you're making an effort and to not like completely screw your fan base. And on the other hand, it's like baby steps, right? Like, oh, we were able to do it with 6,000. So now
move
maybe
up.
in a few weeks we say, oh, we could do 10,000. You know what I mean? And then slowly get it back there rather than just saying going 0 to full capacity. So I think it's the smart move long term, but I bet
They're probably losing it.
I bet they lost more money by being open.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I don't.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I'd have to assume you're right. on
Yeah.
there. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because like, I don't. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Of the Indians game, I mean, they could be super long. If you have the open up stuff enough of the concessions, you close down majority of it. Have a
Right.
few open. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like I don't know.
It's
I don't.
tough
I
to-
mean, I can't really.
I mean,
call.
because especially with the concessions, you almost have to have them all open because if you want people to be as distant as possible.
Yeah.
You can't have huge
yeah.
lines at 2 kiosks, you know. I don't know.
Stadium.
But also, they do that thing at the Indians games where they have all those refrigerators. All you need is one person.
That's true.
You go and pick out what you want, and they come over and cash out. So I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. There's probably
But
options.
I wonder if you can do that with, because now you're
opening up
55
refrigerators.
people opening up the refrigerator,
Yeah.
sticking their hands in there. Oh, maybe I want this instead, and putting it back. And,
That's
you
true
know,
because
it's
they're
just-
grabbing our beers. They have their gloves on.
Yeah.
They grab your beer, they open it for you, and hand it to you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
What do we know?
you're right.
There's a
It
couple
would
of
be
dads,
drinking
just
some
a few
whiskey.
dads
couple
hanging
dads
out.
drinking bourbon.
That's all we know.
I do like this reserve.
This is good.
Reserve, I thought was very good.
I like the whole leather thing. Like, right off the first sip I had, I could definitely catch
most
it.
of it. You know?
Yeah, and then I didn't really notice too much
Now I
after.
get it on the finish, though.
Yeah.
On the finish now, I get like a. I guess it's leather. I don't know.
I mean, it says it
exactly.
is. It's got to be.
I
right?
know, right? And that's
False
the problem.
advertisement.
That's the problem. Though, when you hear a note, you hear it, and then that's all you can taste or smell.
But that's what I like
You know
about doing
I
the
mean?
bourbon reviews
Yeah.
because we don't really look into anything. We just try it, and then like when we're done, we kind of scope it out or look it
Right.
up.
See how you match.
Yeah,
up.
and we're like,
right.
oh, okay, we actually nailed it
Well, I
there.
was way off, or
Yeah,
or
we got creme
shit.
brulee one time.
We did.
Nice.
Yeah. That was
Nailed
weird.
it.
That was weird.
That was really weird. Who says creme brulee?
You know, I sat through actually it was a vodka tasting. It was over in Sweden at Absolute, and in this tasting, the connoisseur, the educator, the brand educator that was teaching us on the brand, described all their tasting notes in colors. And it was one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. You know, they're like, oh, I got a lot of red on that, but they were associating a color with like a feeling, or like you would associate red with like an apple, or
Interesting.
it was.
You think we'll get to that level?
crazy. And that's the thing. You know, then he went on to explain himself, and he said, you know, it's not so much about the knowledge; it's about how you express the taste,
aura.
or your reaction to it.
That's
And
interesting.
that's kind of radiated with me. I've wanted to incorporate colors, and I haven't mastered that yet.
Oh man,
Sorry.
we got to get to colors.
That's pretty cool.
If we get on the color level, we've made it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not there yet.
No.
We're still on like desserts.
Maybe after the oceans.
Yeah, maybe.
You're right.
Maybe we'll get there tonight. Speaking of colors, there's a video going around that I just saw, and I could not stop. It's one of those stupid videos, and I was like, "Well, I'm interested in this now." I'm like on the can or something like that. I'm just
Well, yeah,
scrolling
you always
through.
find some funny shit.
I'm like, oh, this is a 6-minute video. I'm not watching this.
And you did.
And I did.
Kids pounding on
This
the door.
chick could taste colors.
She on LSD?
No, she was completely sober. So she can taste. No, so what it was is they had a bag of M&Ms.
Oh, okay. So she could identify which one she
She
was
was
eating.
completely. Maybe I was tricked. I don't know, but I looked it up, and there's apparently people that can taste different food dyes.
Really?
And they can. She was 100%. They were trying to trick her. They're like yellow, then orange, then blue, then blue, then blue, and she was getting every single one. And I don't think she could actually see. I could have been tricked. It's a video. I understand.
Yeah,
that,
but
like,
hey.
there's magic behind the camera and everything. But I was like,
With
holy
Skittles?
shit. It was M&Ms.
Okay.
Yeah. Green ones.
They're
taste the
peanut
best, I think.
M&Ms.
Maybe the blue ones. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
there's no
I
way you
tried.
could, especially M&Ms, there's no difference in anything.
Right. And they
So
were peanut M&Ms too.
Okay,
so
so
peanut
that's-
is the major flavor in that.
That's all you taste. That's pretty interesting.
I was like, holy shit, you can taste colors?
I've heard of like, what movie was that? I could hear sound.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I could hear colors. I could see sounds.
What was
The fuck was that from? It's gonna kill me. Whatever. We'll think
Is that
about
like
it.
super bad? No.
Probably. No, that's. I want to be in it. I want it to be in me.
No, that's
That's Beer Fest.
Beer Fest. Yeah. It's a great movie.
So you know what? Speaking of M&Ms and Skittles, because you said Skittles, you know what would be
You
a
said
phenomenal
Skittles.
joke to play on somebody is put like a jar. Well, they can't do that now during COVID things, but like before everything, put a jar out like on a desk and put M&Ms and Skittles in there. Somebody comes by and grabs
that's
a
addictive.
handful.
That is a
Dude, can you even
cool- that's a
imagine?
cool
Can you
move,
imagine
man.
taking a handful of that?
I'm a fan of both.
I know, I
I'd be
love both.
So upset.
Yeah, but not together.
No,
No, not together.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Never.
That's
chocolate and
Chocolate.
fruit.
I mean, I like chocolate covered
These-
strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
But not chocolate covered
not
Skittles.
not chocolate and Skittles.
Dick move.
Okay, I got a question for both of you. What's your favorite type of M&M?
Oh, peanut.
Peanut?
Yeah.
plain.
Peanut
Jam.
butter.
Plain.
Peanut
Peanut
butter.
butter is
Yeah, like
really
plain.
good.
I love peanut butter.
Those are really good. Plain M&Ms. Wow.
Totally, yeah. Totally.
All day, huh?
I don't know. Plain
Okay.
Jane.
They are really good though, because my
Nothing
daughter
beats-
really likes the plain ones.
I can do the peanut ones. They're all right, but if I had to go peanut or plain, I'm gonna go plain.
There's a ton of flavors out now.
Well, they have
know
like the
that?
crunch thing. They have
There's a brownie one. I just saw it.
they have caramel too and shit.
Yeah.
But I think peanut butter is my favorite of all time.
Peanut butter ones are really good.
I hate to buy a new flavor that I haven't tried yet.
Just go with peanut butter. You'll thank me.
I'm gonna do it. Okay.
Yeah, peanut butter is
Noted.
actually really. You know what's good about peanut butter is you get the peanut M&M flavor, but it's creamier and like you can. I don't know how to describe this without sounding weird.
Oh, go for it.
You can like smash the M&M in your mouth without crunching it.
You could use like your tongue to smash it.
Yeah.
So you know what's weird about that? No. It's tongue smashing. Dude, totally tongue smashed last night.
That's what she said.
So I you know what the best way to get them is if they're warm.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll buy them out of the vending machine at work, put them in my back pocket, and walk back to my desk. And when I get back, they are warm. And you know what? The vending machine's out in the warehouse. Just do that walk from the guy from Road Trip when he's got the French toast in his pants. I said no powdered sugar. I'll take care of that. So disgusting. Man, we could really just veer off into anything on this show. I love it.
That's the best part about it.
That's great.
It
All
is
right,
fun.
so wait, speaking of candy and all that kind of stuff,
Let's get into candy.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, how they doing this? Did they say anything yet?
So what I hear this week is that a couple surrounding cities have said we are doing trick or treating. It is going to go off as normally planned. To be determined on
How to do it.
How to do it.
Oh,
So what do you do? Do you like go in your driveway and like line up, throw a bunch of candy out and be like, grab from that pile. You grab that one. You grab that one. I've seen like people like post on like Instagram where people put like a PVC pipe like on their railing
Slide
and
it
they
through.
just drop it through to the kid's basket and boom.
Yeah, I don't know what you do
You could have some fun with that.
I would do something awesome.
with the PVC piping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do something awesome would have to happen. I love Halloween.
Give it a little loop-de-loop.
Loop-de-loop, get some fog machine going.
Oh yeah.
I get crazy.
Get like a Hot Wheels track set up with like
Okay, now you're getting crazy.
a piece of candy on top and
Get a remote control car.
oh yeah.
Drive to the end of the driveway.
A drone that just drops
Drone.
off the sidewalk.
Don't worry, kids. Here it comes.
basket.
I would just be like, you're sitting up there with
It's
like
just
your
got your-
bourbon.
Yeah.
You can
Well,
crash into a tree.
You put your phone and the candy on the drone, so that or a drone with a camera, I guess.
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
way you can see what costume the kids got on,
like-
and be like, all right,
You
you
got a
get
speaker on
two
it.
pieces.
Hey, look at you, buddy. Good job.
Oh man, yeah, it's
That
gonna
could
be
get-
weird.
It is going to be really weird. I'm wondering how it's going to go. I don't know.
I'm also a big fan of Halloween, mostly because I really like fall and I like the events. Like I love going to the hayride and stuff like that. And they're doing the hayride.
Are they doing it like it's a drive-through? though?
drive-through? I don't know if I'm all about that life.
I know
Farm
not.
parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, farm parks. Yep.
I
So
love that
like you
stuff,
can't
man.
get out of the car. I don't know if that's
not
going to
the
be
same.
worth it.
No, it's not. We tried the zoo thing this year. It was awful. Did you do the zoo?
You
did the dinosaur
We
thing, right?
did the Asian
Lights.
lantern.
Okay.
Okay.
That
So we
was
went-
pretty good. Actually.
We went through the like at the start of it when they first opened up the zoo, like in the spring, and they had the drive-through. Dude, for the first half of it, I just sat there, like the kids were just bored.
Yeah.
I loved the idea of it. They had like, you tune into this radio station, we'll tell you where you are, and like, it was cool. But we sat like in the first half of it, we just sat there.
Yeah.
The kids were already bored. You don't really get to see much. It was kind of
So with
the lights
lights
would have to be pretty awesome because there's
those were
constantly
the attraction. It wasn't the animals. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, we saw reindeer at the end, and we saw the elephants, and that was it. And like the elephants, you just can't miss. So
Oh yeah, they're there. That's
They're
wide
big.
open. Oh, they're good size.
they're good size.
They're good size. They're decent. We saw the tiger. That was cool.
But no, it was more about like the light setup, and then they have the whole dinosaur part.
Yeah, the
afterward,
dinosaur
like
thing's
Jurassic
cool.
Park type of thing. So that was cool, and it was just long.
Anything. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you're
It's like
waiting
an hour
for.
and 20 minutes of just driving 3 miles an hour.
Well, the driving is the worst part because it's miserable.
Yeah, it is.
You can't look around. I was constantly on the brakes. Like
Right.
it was miserable. It wasn't that fun. The kids had a decent time, but it's just not the same.
We
You go to the
opted out of
zoo. You could go out.
Yeah, we opted out. We didn't do it this year.
We thought like, hey, there's nothing going on. Let's go do something fun. And it was not that great.
Yeah. So back to trick or treating. What are your thoughts on trick or treating?
We love Halloween. Peter loves Halloween. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get out there. Let's stomp
Same.
the pavement.
Let's do it, man.
Hand
Like,
out candy.
you
Let's
spray some hand
just do it
sanitizer
right.
on the candy wrappers
think
and you're good to
about
go.
Trick or treating this year will probably be way safer than any other year we've ever let our kids go take candy from strangers.
True story.
Like we don't know what they're. You hear those random stories and like, oh, someone put meth
Razor
in-
blades in the
Yeah,
bubble
right.
gum.
I'm like, no, they didn't. But,
No, that
cool
didn't
story.
happen.
Yeah, okay.
I get the
Their
point.
tactics.
Like, make sure that you're looking at your kid's candy bag when they get home, like
Yeah.
just to make sure that everything's safe.
Yeah, I'll
But,
eat this
like,
first piece,
Yeah, right.
or all of it.
The next one.
Here, you can
There's no
have these-
razor blades in here. We're good.
You can have these Whoppers.
Yeah. What do we got in here? We got
Just
some
crushing
Whoppers.
Reese's.
Yeah, all the Reese's are in my pile.
That's such a true story.
Oh, these
I love
are
Reese's.
kind of open. I better take.
Yeah, I better
these.
check these out. These don't look safe.
Peter just had a birthday, just turned 6 a couple weeks ago. And, we did a pinata. He really wanted a pinata. I don't know where that came from either. It just kind of came out of left field from him. But so we got the kid a pinata. And the kids are taking cracks at it, him and his cousin, and all the candy breaks out. And I'm looking, I'm eyeing. I'm like, yeah, Reese's, Kit Kats, there's some M&M's, Skittles, Whoppers.
Dude, they always-
That's
so
all that's left right now are Whoppers.
when you buy like the variety pack,
Yeah,
they always throw it's either Whoppers or Heath bars.
they throw some crap in there.
Yeah,
It's like, come on,
It's
just
like
give me the
filler.
Gotta
goods.
balance it.
Give me
It's
the
like
goods.
filler.
Balance it. Yeah,
Come on,
filler.
just give me some all good shit.
I went to the daycare a few weeks ago. We were going to do some quickies. We're going to record a few things at the studio. And I get there and I get there before Ian, and I'm like, hey, there's a variety pack here. Oh, Reese's. I'm like, I'm going to get into some candy before Ian gets here.
So we have like a staff room where we were setting up our stuff.
Yeah.
to do
So
stuff
I'm
in.
like in this office, and I get in there, and I'm like, start digging through the bag. There's nothing. Literally Whoppers were left. Literally, that's it. I'm like, cool,
what's
man.
left
I'm like,
of
you
the
dug
house.
through here already?
It's
He's like, it was
Whoppers.
Gibson. I'm like, all right, I get it.
Oh yeah,
Renee the other
all the
night,
good stuff
just
was gone
yesterday,
already.
I think Renee goes, "Hey, are there any Reese's left?" I'm like, "Yeah, go on and look." I knew there were none.
No.
I mean, I crushed those. Those things made it a day past
To the
birthday
pumpkins,
party.
it's the perfect ratio of chocolate to peanut butter. Like it's perfect. Like I don't like the regular cups anymore. I like the pumpkins, the Christmas trees, and the
Christmas
eggs.
trees and the
So you like
eggs.
more peanut butter than
More
chocolate.
peanut butter than
Yeah,
chocolate.
it's a better balance. I
They're-
would agree with you on that.
You have to. You
See,
think differently?
I'm actually opposite. Have you ever had the Reese's Thins?
No,
So they're thinner. There's less peanut butter.
So you like more of the chocolate.
I like more of the chocolate.
interesting.
You're one of those.
One of those.
You're like somebody that likes like Oreo thins too, aren't you?
No, I like all the stuff on those.
All right, cool. Just making sure. I was gonna say I don't know. I might have to cancel the show after this. Do
Double on those.
Yeah, you got to go at least double.
you know the trick on Oreos, by the way, dipping them in milk?
No,
Learn
what
'em.
you do?
Learn them.
teach me.
Wait,
So
hold
get-
on. Let's set it up.
All right.
Now we got this. We can call it a dad hack.
We call it
We
a
got
dad
this from a connoisseur of all things snacks and milk.
But the thing is, though, I'd been doing this before.
That's true. You were doing it
Biff.
before. I
I
didn't
learned
know.
this. I learned this a couple years ago from a guy I work with.
That's true. Actually, you brought this up before he did. but
Yeah,
he knew about
But he knew about it because
yeah.
I asked him. He goes, "Oh yeah, oh what? Obviously,
What, you don't do that?"
I'm like,
oh, I didn't
okay,
know.
oh,
Sorry.
shit. Yeah, Marco didn't either. But what you do is you get a double stuffed Oreo, get a fork. Okay, you put the fork into the cream, and you hold it in your milk. That way, you don't have to worry about it breaking up in your fingers. You're not getting the mess on your fingers. It's a fork,
Get a full dunk.
full dunk, perfect, every time.
Interesting.
Try it, and then
Stop and get some Oreos
and
on
then
the way home.
and then you can thank me later.
So, so speaking of those random videos that I can't not watch,
There's another one, huh?
yeah, I actually saw another one and I really want to try it. So this dude, he's getting his girlfriend or wife or whatever to test this out. So he gets regular Oreos.
Okay.
She has them and she has the milk. They get a straw, and so you like put your finger on top and hold milk in the straw. Then you put the straw inside the Oreo.
This is getting crazy.
Put the straw in your mouth and basically blow milk into the Oreo. And dude, I swear to God, it went from like regular size and expanded to like that big.
What?
And there's milk inside the cream then.
Was it one of those magicians? How is that even possible?
Again, could have been. I mean, maybe I'm just really gullible for these fucking videos. I don't know.
It's an interesting one.
But I really want to try it.
We should have a show on Oreos.
An Oreo show.
Let's do an
We
Oreo
always
episode.
talk about just like food and snacks.
What else is there?
What
You're
else
right.
is there as a dad?
You're absolutely
Did you ever
right.
have more snacks in your house than you do now with kids?
No, never.
Right?
Great.
Dude, as soon as quarantine started, the amount of snacks we had in our house was amazing.
Oh yeah.
I have full
Good
stock of
times.
Oreos, Doritos. I'm like the best snacks, the best
I
kinds.
remember too, like we all went out and we got like 2 weeks worth of food, and we're like, all right, we got to make this last. And like day 3, you're eating freaking, the worst.
Yeah,
things
the
that you
worst stuff.
bought.
I'm like,
everything else.
all
is
the
gone.
snacks
all
are
of
just
it.
yeah.
Eat all.
I
Can't
bought
leave
like
anything
12
behind.
DiGiornos and put them in the freezer, and like they were gone in a week.
That's true. I remember the picture of that. I'm like, dude, I saw the
Buying
snap of
ramen
the amount
noodles
of
like I'm still
yeah.
in
I'm like,
college, right?
I guess I gotta go back to the grocery store. I was at the grocery store more than I was at
yeah.
any other time.
Oh, I spent so much money on groceries.
It's
during that.
ridiculous.
I'm like, I just want some fucking. I'm like, we need toilet paper, and there's no toilet paper available. I just didn't get it.
Yeah, that was weird.
Still don't.
I mean, I get
it.
the hand sanitizer thing, but the toilet paper.
Yeah,
don't get it.
What?
yeah,
It's
you
everything.
still can't find.
It's everything.
I go to Target
like
sometimes, and
wipes.
paper towels and
Yeah.
toilet paper are just gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, why the fuck are they still gone? Does everybody have diarrhea right now? Like,
Completely crazy.
you know why? It's because they got all the snacks.
Ah,
Everybody's diets went to shit,
that's probably.
and then
true.
there was a lot of diarrhea.
That's probably true.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There it goes.
Are you guys done with that one? You want to try another one?
Yeah, we could do some more.
What's the oceans?
Yeah, let's go
Finish
ocean.
out the trifecta.
Danny?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah, cups
Oh yeah.
Cups, clean ones.
for you and for me.
Okay.
Moving right along, boys.
Yeah. Well,
So I think we covered some good stuff here. So, I mean, we got into some football, we got into some snacks. It's a good night. All right, so this is the ocean, right?
This is the ocean.
So
Talk-
which
talk a little bit
let's see,
about the ocean.
voyage?
We're on voyage
You're a
20.
good pourer, man.
Yeah,
That's
come
like
on,
the quick and effective pourer.
Didn't
All right,
spill
so
any, so that's positive.
Thank you, sir.
absolutely.
Gold.
So you came prepared. I mean, you came in here with some banners here. You got all the paperwork, everything. I
Listen,
mean, we all
he's-
have our own little
he's a
worksheets here.
What we
Professional.
do. It's what we do.
He's a
That's what
professional.
we do. Gotta
You
showcase
are,
the
man.
brands.
Like when
Gotta
you came on
showcase
to the
brands.
live event, you were prepared for that too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I remember
was
he had
awesome.
the whole Jameson set up, and then donated a like a gift basket.
yeah, that was awesome.
Somebody won.
It's great.
Yeah, we had some good giveaways that night.
That was awesome.
Thank you for that, by the way. That
Yeah.
extra basket.
Again, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely.
So I
All
think
right.
you guys had said you've done it. You might have done a show on oceans at one point.
We may have. I know we drank it.
I know we've had it. I don't know that we did a show on it.
This will actually be my first go at the oceans.
Oh, cool.
It's something I've always I've heard people reference. Personally, we've only represented the brands now for a short couple of months, mostly
really?
through the quarantine and the Corona nonsense. So it's still new to me. But the Oceans is really what Jefferson's, I think, is known for. It's their showcased brand. For a company that started in 97, they've come a long way. Being one of the top bourbon stops on the Bourbon Trail.
Yeah.
Trey, the owner of the company, comes from a father who was a well-known like bourbon historian, and then the family actually dates back 8 generations to their grandma. 1799 was arrested for distilling and moonshining and distribution of alcohol sales in 1799. So that's how the family got involved. Trey, one of his good buddies, they like to fish, so buddy's got some big. I'm not talking a little 30-footer out on Lake Erie. I'm talking some big ships. And they threw some whiskey on the barrel or on the boat, and they were just sitting around, and they're like, man, I wonder what would happen if this was just floating around the ocean,
Yeah.
the constant movement from the ship and the whiskey in the barrel.
That is pretty interesting too,
What
because the
would it
constant
do?
movement. Yeah, that's true. Because like you're constantly in waves,
Yeah, so
it's
typically
rolling around the barrel.
Yeah, typically a company is just going to let their barrels sit in their rick houses, and it's going to sit there. It's never going to move until they either rotate the barrels or bring it down off the pallet. So here in the ocean, it's a constant movement. They found with those whiskey barrels sitting on that ship and that maiden voyage that there was a lot more caramel being added to it, and they were getting a lot of like sea salt from the sea air. Because think about when you're down on the beach, that's all you can smell.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can
for
taste
sure.
it even if you weren't in the
Yep.
water.
Yep.
And so they realized they were onto something, And like I said, this is a voyage 22. By next
20.
By next month, we're going to see voyage 22
Okay, gotcha.
release in Ohio. It's going to be a weeded edition. The state bought some barrels, so we're going to have some barrel releases from the state of Ohio on this. So keep an eye out at your local liquor stores to see who's
okay.
going to be getting this allotment of stuff.
Ohio's done a really good job with their barrel selections.
Oh, they've done a fantastic
Like,
job.
Yeah.
I have some complaints and bitches about like just the contracts that they have, being a closed state and how that works. At the end of the day, I still think it's better than having to pay ridiculous prices for things. So I try not to bitch too much. But one thing they've really excelled at, I think, is their private selection picks. Like anything that I've gotten, we did that Old Elk was fantastic.
So good.
The Bullet that we did last week, that was a Ohio single barrel,
Yeah.
like really, really good. Like they've done a really good job. Whoever their tasting team is or whatever, they've done a really good job with their
Yeah,
picks.
it's been pretty awesome. We've got some good stuff. I've been on the hunt lately. Been going a
have
lot
been.
lately. And I was going to get the reserve actually last week. I saw the little tin there.
Tins
And I was
are-
like,
yeah,
oh
the
man,
tins
that's
are nice little-
yeah,
yeah,
I
they're
saw that
cool
sticking
package.
out. I'm like, I think I need to
like
pick that up.
Yeah.
It's good for the kids. Save some spare change in.
There you go.
Piggy bank.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Cut a little hole in the top.
And they learn about the presidents. I mean, just knock it all out there.
You know, my mom's been doing so. Like, she watches my kids, at least once a week, and she has these flashcards with all the presidents on them,
Oh.
which is interesting. So she's like giving this whole little history lesson, and she goes, "Here, come here, watch this. I'm gonna hold up a card, and they're gonna tell me who this is, and like tell me a little bit about him." And
Wow.
my son's like, "Yeah, this is so and so. He had a peanut farm, and this." And I'm like, "What?" Like, he's naming presidents. I had no idea. Like, I don't really know all the presidents.
Right.
Guilty. Never really paid attention in history. Do you?
No.
Okay.
There was
like
a song when I was
12.
in elementary school, and now I'm talking in probably 4th or 5th grade, where we learned
remember.
all
Yes.
of the presidents in order.
Yeah, I
by the
remember.
song,
I do
the way
remember
the
that.
rhythm of the song went. And
Yeah.
I
Other
don't
than
got it
then
anymore. Yep,
not
sorry,
important.
forgot about it.
But the one day I go, I was over there and we're getting ready to eat or something. And I go, no, I'm sorry. My son wanted to show me something. I go, well, Mimi wants to show me about the presidents. He goes, okay, Teddy Roosevelt. I'm like, okay. I'm like, nobody showed you a card, but he's just trying to move on to the next thing. He's like, okay. Teddy Roosevelt. All right, dude, what?
That's awesome.
I'm like, okay, well, he's got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think my president knowledge is like, what? Go ahead.
I drank it.
That's all right.
Okay, I wasn't
did
sure if that
I.
was
No,
okay.
it's good.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were
That's what
waiting.
it's meant to be there for.
I wasn't sure if that was okay.
Yeah. Hey, we're all free here.
This is good.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Wow, that's delightful.
It is tasty.
So they say on the website, on Jefferson's website, you can actually track the voyages. Pretty
Well, it
neat
had this
thing.
little card I was just kind of
Yeah,
reading.
it'll show you where all the ports of call they went to. It's,
Yeah.
Roughly about 30,
So it's stopping in 30 ports, touching
5 continents, and across the equator about 4 times, they say. I mean,
This one
that's the
says,
voyage.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, this one gives you the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, really? So
clear
this tells you what this
skies.
bottle had. Like, where
There was a
Florida
chill in the
sky.
air at 45 degrees when they first took off, which warmed as the sun rose above the fog bank, being held offshore by an offshore breeze. Like,
Wow.
they go into detail.
damn, they don't
It's
mess around with
pretty
that.
cool.
It's something maybe you guys know. I don't know of any of the big bourbon bars around. I'd love to see on a nice back bar a number of voyages where you can compare and contrast. Because, as one voyage comes and goes, you no longer have it anymore.
They are
Yeah.
different.
Kind of gone.
They absolutely are different. I think I've had 7 and 13 and now 20.
20.
I want to say it was either 7 and 13 or 7 and 16, but I think it was 7 and 13. And I think I remember liking 13 much more than I liked 7.
Okay.
And I can't remember why. I mean, this was before I was like actually trying to taste whiskey and like understanding the flavors and things like that. I was just drinking it whether I liked it or not.
It's one of those whiskey collections I wish I had started years ago.
I know,
when they were
right?
on voyages and just had a bottle. to
That
sit
would be
with.
really cool.
Go through it.
I think that's what's really cool about the whole industry now is that they're doing, some call it gimmicks, because you're trying to market something, and that's fine. But the reality is they are making some really cool shit that you can collect and that are going to appreciate in value,
For
at
the
least to a
collector,
certain
absolutely.
point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's really cool because I think part of my at least affinity for bourbon especially, but whiskey in general, is going out and finding something that I've never had before and then now that, especially with the podcast, like tasting it and like talking about it, and like it's something really cool to do without being on your phone, and like you can just sit there with somebody else and taste it and talk about it. And I really love doing that.
It's a lot of fun doing the bourbon reviews.
Yeah, I have.
Or just even during the episode, having something we haven't had before. It's really awesome.
Well, we're on. This is going to be episode 67, and we've yet to duplicate a bourbon or whiskey on any show.
Wow. Fantastic.
Pretty amazing.
I think we may have messed up once or twice.
Well, you know, the state of
still,
Ohio
regardless,
keeps incorporating new stuff. So I mean, you got.
Well, that's the thing. Like we did the whole, like even with makers, like we did the shit. What was the?
Oh, we've done the RC6. We've done
the RC6.
The honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle was really good.
That was really good.
And then I have a new one that we're gonna try.
Yeah, we got that.
The 46 cask strength.
Yeah.
We haven't. None of us had that yet. So
I really like the 46. They were one of the first, I believe, or at least one of the first major brands to do a port wine like finishing.
Okay.
And that's their 46 brand, and it's really good. It's sweet, you know. But as an I don't know, like what I would consider to be like a starting out the night type of bourbon, where you can just kind of really enjoy the sweetness of it, or like a dessert bourbon even.
Yeah.
Dessert.
You know, but so I'm excited to get the cast strength one and see see what a little bit extra proof does to that.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be. I'm excited to try that. Sit in my cabinet.
I like my ideal proof is like 103 to 110.
Okay.
So that's, I think anything over 110 is technically considered cast strength. I don't know if that's an actual thing or if that's just the normal.
I'm not sure on that.
I mean, you know, bottled and bond is at least 100 proof. I know that.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think they say like 110 or so. Yeah, I like a little bit higher proof.
Okay.
Yeah. It is good.
I dance around it.
I like to taste it. You know what I mean? Like I like to feel the.
Because there are a few times where you have something you're like, I wish there was a little more to it.
I find myself with anything cast strength, I'm adding water or I'm adding a cube.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Okay, yeah, nothing wrong
Not
with
at
that.
all.
Drink whiskey's
It's what you like, right? I mean, that's the best thing about
whiskey.
Yeah, and that's the best thing about all of it too, man. It's like it's how you like it.
Well, and it's funny. There's like professionals out there like that actually taste for like awards and things like that, and some will swear that you have to drink it neat. Like that's the only way to drink it. And then there's other that says you have to add a drop of water.
A drop.
There's some that say you put a cube in. Yeah. There's some that say chill it. And like, guess what? Nobody's wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
it's what you like.
It's whatever your preference. Like my dad loves to put ice cubes in his, he drinks it fast. Like that's just how he drinks it.
I think if I had the ice in there, I'd probably drink it really fast.
But he just likes it a little bit chilled. He doesn't really want it watered down, but he gets a little bit of it, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's his preference.
Yeah. But hey, whatever you like, you know. I mean, it's the same thing with parenting. Totally like something works, go with it, and like, who the fuck am I to judge you for what works for you and your family?
If that's
bribery,
that doesn't work for me, but whatever.
Dude, bribery freaking works, man.
I don't care who you are, bribery works.
Dude, tonight,
want that ice cream?
Yeah, exactly.
Tonight, man. So I'm trying to put Sloan to bed, and she's just not tired at all. I'm like, Sloan, you gotta go to bed, sweetie. Like, I don't want to. So I'm like, all right, how about this? Because she's got gymnastics on Saturday. So like before gymnastics, I'll get up with you. We can go to Target and you can pick something out. And she's like, well, I want to pick out something from my collection. And so her collection is, we have like a box. And it just says Sloan's collection. Okay. And all it is art supplies. She likes to, you know, glue sticks and scissors, and she likes to do that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, deal. Like, I will happily go buy you art supplies, you know.
I'll find a pencil in the junk drawer, and that's your collection.
And then she goes, well, but then I also want to do, God, I'm going to mess this up. Basically what she said, she wants to do an experiment. But the way she said it was the cutest fucking thing. It's just Pecaramin or something like that. And I'm like, what? A Pecaramin? I'm like, huh? And then finally she was saying experiment. So I'm like, okay, fine. If you stay in bed for mom tonight while I'm gone, we will get up, we will go, we'll do some breakfast, and then we'll go to Target. She calls it Target. And I'll get you stuff for your collection. We'll do a science experiment, and then we'll go to gymnastics. She goes, okay, deal.
Okay, deal.
So I'll be interested to see if she actually stayed in bed. But
Yeah, we'll see. You don't know. You left, so
yeah,
you're good to
right.
go. As far as you know, she did.
Yeah.
Is there, okay, so you mentioned how she called it how she said experiment.
yeah.
Is there like a word that like your kids say like wrong that you just don't even want to correct them?
I have something.
Okay.
There's definitely one.
All right, so it's not necessarily a word for mine, but it's how she says it.
Okay.
So she like she uses her pronouns wrong, and so she'll be like, "What did your teacher tell you about this?" And goes, "Well, her said that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just the cutest thing how she says it. And at first, I started trying to correct her.
Yeah.
But the more I think, I'm like, dude, she's gonna get it eventually.
She'll figure it out.
I'm gonna enjoy her
Yes.
saying it like a cute 3-year-old.
There's a time for that. Like
Yeah.
Sam's is Blana instead of banana.
Uh-huh.
He calls it Blana. I even call it a Blana because I think it's the best thing. I'm like, I
awesome.
don't even want to correct. I'll say it the right way, but he still calls it a Blana. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's for whatever. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let this slide because I think it's the cutest thing ever. I love that.
There's something about that,
Like,
right?
I remember my niece used to say, "Oh my goodness," like for "Oh my goodness." She would always say, "Oh my goodness," and I thought that was the best thing ever. I'm like, I'm never correcting you. This is the cutest thing ever. I love it.
Peter's got two that stick out to me. One of them, I guess, my wife and I have kind of adapted to ourselves, so we don't really correct him on, and that involves our dog. Our dog's name is Roxy, and it's Soxy.
Oh yeah.
So it's been Soxy. So she's Soxy now, and she answers to it. She's a dog.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely.
The other one would be Water. He just does the W doesn't come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can't even butcher it for him right now.
Right,
because I don't
right.
even know how he butchers it that way, but it's
It's the best, man. Like you said before too. Like they'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's something about like holding on to that innocence. Like
It's the best, man.
I think that we all learn pretty quickly, like that infant stage, and you're like, oh, I just can't wait until they can
Yeah, and
do
then-
something
and now
for
you-
things. And you're like, fuck, man, that was awesome. When
And now you're looking at it like, holy shit, they're in school, they're
Yeah.
doing this, they're doing that. And I'm like, damn, man, that went by
Becoming
in a
independent.
heartbeat, man.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. Sam was 2, and we were at a restaurant, and there was like some grandparents there, and they're like, man, I remember my kids that age. They're like, hold on to that, enjoy it because it goes by in 2 seconds.
Oh, you hear
Like
it from
that's
everybody.
that's the best thing ever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to just
You stay
love
up
every
all
second of
night.
it.
trying to get through a fucking meal, lady.
Yeah. Hey, how about don't bother me right now? Okay, my son's sitting.
Watch out,
Don't
this
come over and
dinner
distract
roll's
us.
gonna catch you in the face. You
Yeah.
think he's so sweet.
Hey, mind your business, bitch. Can you imagine?
but that is so cliche, and yet
But I took it
It's
to heart,
so
though. I
true.
always took it to
Yeah,
heart
you
because
should.
everybody told you that, right? Everybody's like,
of
just
course.
enjoy it because it's going to go by. And like, I remember my kids. They're in their 30s now, and I remember that age. It was the best. And you're like, yeah. But then you get caught up in the everyday life, right? You're like, man, I can't wait till the weekend. I can't wait till today's over. Like, and it's so easy to get caught up in that instead of just enjoying the moment.
right.
And then that's the thing, like we always say about this show is like, it kind of helps you to reset and try to enjoy those moments and try to just take it all in for what it is.
Yeah, because the reality is if you can enjoy what's going on right now, then you'll have fonder memories to look back on later. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like we'll remember it. Look, we all take videos and Snapchats and whatever, and I don't know if we will look at those the same way as like our parents looked at photo albums because they're not physical. I don't know. I think we will, but it will be like more of a like the timeline things, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Oh,
your
look,
memory,
this one
and
came
that's a
up. Yeah,
cool
that's a
way
good
to
take.
look
That
at
is cool.
stuff. But like, will we sit there and look through a whole photo album? I don't know,
No, probably not.
because they're intermixed with,
Random
most
shit.
of mine is bourbon.
Yeah, right.
And maybe I'll look at that. I'm like, oh man, I remember that bottle. That was
whiskey.
really
Yeah.
good.
Wish I still had that one today.
It's funny too. Like I've been cleaning out my basement and I found a box filled with pictures from junior high school through like high school.
Yeah.
And I was going through them the other day. I was sending you guys the pictures. And man, I'm so happy I have those pictures.
Oh yeah.
It is cool.
They're
stumble
amazing, man. I
across
was
some of
going through
those.
all these pictures because I always had a camera. I don't know why. I always had like a disposable camera or something. Yeah. 'Cause back in the day, we didn't have our phones.
Yeah, you did.
I always was like, I'm taking pictures all the time.
fantastic.
And I'm so happy I did because I'm going through these pictures. I spent like, I don't know, probably an hour and a half going through this box, and I didn't get shit done the entire time. I'm just sitting there looking at pictures, sending them to our friends, and I'm like, man, I'm so happy I have these. It was pretty cool to look back at. I mean,
For sure.
we've all had the same group. We've had the same group of friends since we were like in elementary school.
Yeah.
And to go back and see all those pictures, I'm like, damn, man, I remember that night. I remember that. Like, it was so cool, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you appreciate the same. Like,
I do, for sure.
When's the last time I looked through that box?
Right.
I don't even know. It's just been sitting in my basement for
another 10
years.
years.
Yeah, right?
Before you do it again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Absolutely.
There's something to be said about that. And like, again, bringing it back to the kids is like, will we do that with like on our phones? I don't know. But the reality is if you take in what they're doing now and enjoy it now, then you're much more likely to remember that when you do stumble across that picture and be like, oh, remember, you know, I don't know.
Well, I think with like everything with technology now, like, so like for example, Facebook or Snapchat, like, or just having like your, like Amazon, I don't know if you have Amazon TV or your Amazon Fire, you have those slideshows on there. And it's cool. Like sometimes I'll get caught up just looking at the old pictures on there. I'm like, damn, when Ben was a baby, or like, or you have like on your Snapchat, it says,
right.
Every day it has your memories.
Yeah.
Or your Facebook does the same thing. So that's kind of cool.
It is, but
And you can recycle those pictures. Yeah.
You'd have to think that they would, right?
I don't have any of my MySpace pictures anymore.
That's the weird thing.
I have
about
all
the
my
digital
MySpace. I still have my
age. It's
MySpace account.
I think it's gone.
It's not for me.
I'm
I know.
pretty sure
I
it's
know.
gone.
What was that guy's name?
Tom?
Me and Tom are
You
tight.
and Tom are tight?
Yeah, I still got my account, so it's pretty badass. I got like an awesome background. You
Who's
click
in
on my
your
page,
top 8,
music
bro?
plays. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know if you were
you
in
and
there.
Tom?
Just me and Tom at this point. No one else is on there, so we're the only two with MySpace. So we have a good relationship. All right, we're tight.
MySpace was awesome.
a trend center.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Started it all.
It was phenomenal because you could do it. There was the freedom on MySpace was amazing.
Well, that was the downfall, though. It was too much.
It was too much. You could do everything you wanted to.
Yeah,
on
you
there.
could edit your whole page, and like there'd be like different music, and there was like you could make the background of your page different. And
You
it was
have
just
music
too much.
playing.
Yeah.
It was like it was a
Yeah.
lot.
It was too much.
I spent
and it probably
hours
crushed the
making mine
system.
together. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember then you start doing the art on there. Mm-hmm. I have a picture that one of our buddies made for us. It was a Rolling Rocks. You know the logo for Rolling Rocks.
Yeah.
It's like that billboard.
Yeah.
Newbert made one. You remember how? I don't know if you guys remember this. You could draw. You can make pictures on MySpace, like with like the same way you do on Snapchat. Like you know how you can draw a picture with like
Really?
the paint. So Newbert made one. It was the Rolling Rocks logo, and then it said the PRC on it.
Really?
It must have taken him a day to make it. It was amazing. And he put it on my MySpace page, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's awesome.
I still have a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to find that.
That's cool.
I'll put it on the page. Well, Ian will throw it across the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, here
There
we
we
go.
go. It's been a while since I
Bring
said that.
back MySpace.
Come on, Tom. You can do it.
I'm
I wonder what
surprised.
Tom's doing.
It's probably just
Sitting
living
on
like
a beach
king.
somewhere.
on the beach.
He's like Dan Blazarian.
Probably on one of these oceans.
Yeah, probably on a voyage. I
these
was
voyages.
also on a voyage for a little while.
This is good. It's
Can you taste the
growing
sea
on
salt?
me.
Can you taste the saltiness in there?
No,
I don't get a lot of salt.
I don't get a lot of salt.
I was hoping for
It
like a salted caramel or something like that would be awesome. You know what I mean? Like, because you always get the caramel. Not all of them, but some of them have that really distinct caramel taste.
Yeah, sure.
Like a salted caramel would be
I
amazing.
could get a lot of the caramel.
You're not getting a lot of the
I
caramel?
do.
Oh, you are?
I
See,
put a
I'm
lot
really-
of caramel on it.
this almost
It's
tastes
very sweet up front.
So let's see here. Constant contact with the wood,
So-
salted caramel popcorn. Okay.
To me, this is very classic bourbon up front, like a little bit sweeter, and then it almost tastes like like an Irish whiskey or something a little bit peated. It's not peat. I know that's not what it is, but like I'm getting that aftertaste kind
There's some
of.
smoke in there.
Maybe it's the smoke. Yeah.
A little smoke.
I don't know, but it's growing on me.
90
for sure.
proof. We never touched on the proof.
Oh, it's
earlier,
90
so
proof?
So
Okay.
we're 90 proof on this.
What do you?
one.
What is the?
It's a
So we didn't talk
pretty
about
nice, pretty easy
the
90.
value on this one.
The reserve, you're roughly about $40-$45.
Okay.
And then when you get to the oceans, you get to about $70.
Okay.
But if you find a cast strength out there, you're pushing 90.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still some of the cast strength floating around. I think it's a Voyage 20, 21 maybe.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in a lot of stores as of late, so it's kind of starting to fade.
You're right, though. It would be cool if somebody had all of the voyages.
It would be fantastic.
It'd be amazing. I guarantee somebody.
Just walk down the street here to one of the bars. And, well, not
Not
now.
now.
They're closed.
No chance.
We just saw a story. This dude in Europe somewhere. I don't know. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
kid's dad, the day he was born, got him a Macallan 18.
Oh.
Every year for his birthday.
And then every year for his birthday, he got that year's Macallan 18.
Okay.
And so the kid was what, 22, 23?
Mm-hmm.
So he had 23 bottles of Macallan 18, mint condition, never been opened, like in the boxes. And so I think those go for like
$250 or something like that.
$250, $300, something
Somewhere in
like that.
Ballpark now. They keep going
And
up.
he sold the collection of 22 or 23, I can't remember which one it was,
60 grand
for $60,000.
Put a down payment on a house. I'm gonna start buying my kid.
It's incredible.
I mean,
But that
What
just
a
goes
gr-
to
like-
show you, like, you start collecting something that is, and I'm not advocating for anyone to be a hoarder by any means, but like,
can you
if
imagine being
find-
like a kid and your dad's like, "Here you go, son." You're like, "Thanks, Dad."
you're right, you're
What?
6 for
Yeah.
your birthday, you get a Macallan.
And then you're in
18.
high school. You're like, I'm gonna get into that collection right now,
That would be the tough part.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you could sit back on all that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I get,
man.
he's like in the
every
story, it
bottle.
said his dad was very adamant, like, don't ever open these. These are for you, for investment later, and like, but that's
60
some
grand.
foresight that back in the early '90s or whatever, or maybe
would've
late
thought.
'90s at this. I don't
Yeah.
know how old everyone is at this point, but
And those are probably pushing just $100 a bottle then. Not that that's,
maybe, yeah, right. Not
still
that
a lot
that's
of money for
nothing,
some
but
whiskey,
yeah,
But
yeah, that's crazy to actually sit through it and save those.
Seriously.
Sorry, I gotta.
No, you're gonna do your thing, man.
But yeah, it's definitely cool to see. Blanton's does their thing with the toppers.
What is it? What is it? The Blade and Bow?
Blade and Bow has the keys.
That's pretty cool.
which they don't mean anything.
They don't, but it's
neither
still-
do the
it's still
toppers
cool.
for Blanton's. Yeah, it's cool though. Like, I'm gonna try.
You collect it.
Yeah,
Start your own little thing.
You guys sent them in? Did you get a collection?
No,
out?
so I
don't know.
have all of the Blanton's letters, but 2-3 of the bottles I have not opened yet. So I need to drink them before I will send them in.
Or,
Yeah.
get another replacement.
Or if I found that, but it's harder and harder to come by. I mean, it's been hard to get for the last couple of years, but I mean now, if you don't go to these stores
9 o'clock.
2 hours early to stand in line, and I just refuse to do it.
I did it once at the start of the whole quarantine.
Yeah.
I got the heads up. I went to a place out in, where was that, in Eastlake? I got Blanton's, EH, Taylor, and Eagle Rare.
Okay.
That was a nice trip.
This was a hefty week for the state. There was a lot of stuff released.
There was a
this
lot
week.
of stuff.
There
out
was,
this
because I
week.
checked
This week.
OHLQ to see, I was trying to find Knob Creek 12, because I really
15 was floating around this week.
was it really?
It was just up the street, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Well, really? Maybe we need to get a hold of him for some of these releases, man.
Yeah, actually.
I'm
Wait.
in a lot of stores.
I shouldn't.
How did we not use this
Yeah.
this contact to find out what we need, where we need to go?
Good just to know what's going where. Yeah, I've been looking for Knob Creek 15 for a while.
I love the
And I
12,
saw,
man.
you
The
know,
12 is so good, man.
The 12 is really good.
I'm a huge fan.
They might
15,
have been-
man, I would
they might
love
have
to
been
try
the
it.
only store that I saw get it, though. I'm surprised. It's a pretty equal balance across the board.
Really?
It really is.
Yeah.
They do a pretty good job with it.
They do.
It's never enough. Never where they're-
right, of
always
course.
are.
Well, yeah. I
Can't
mean, these
believe,
people all have the inside scoop, and then you go to some places and they're like hoarding them for their
they're doing
friends
it
or something
as
like that.
fairly as they can, as far as the state level,
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun. I enjoy it.
And isn't part of it the chase?
It really is, man.
It
It is fun to just go.
I
Sometimes
think
I'll go like on lunch at work. Sometimes just go look. Sometimes you get lucky. Yeah, exactly. It's the hunt, man.
It feels even
It's
better than
it's quite a habit. Like, I know Ian's been into it for a while, and now I'm just like, man, I'm like, you know what? Lunch, I'm gonna go hit the liquor store, go see what I can find, just see if we can get lucky. And sometimes you do.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you come up with nothing, and sometimes these people are dicks. Like I went to the one store
Yeah.
over here the one day, and I'm like, anything cool coming? Nope.
they
I'm like, dude, I'm just
It's one
asking.
of those stories.
You know, I'm like,
if I had a penny for every time for those
you know,
people,
it's like, come on, man. I'm like, I know you've probably been asked a lot, but just come on.
The smaller
day,
places are
every day.
better because it's typically either the owner or of the store, or it's, you know, one or two other employees that like they've been there forever. They enjoy what they do.
Yeah,
Or presumably
there's some
at
people
least.
that like are passionate about it.
Yeah.
There's like the people that are like, whatever, don't
Oh,
talk
man,
to me.
Yeah, look, I got this. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
hey,
You might wanna
actually,
try
we got this, and maybe next week we should be getting this. Like, you know, some people are pretty cool about it. And then you get those people that are kind of like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, if you're just there collecting a paycheck, they're gonna be like, I've gotten 17 phone calls this morning because everyone knows my truck comes on
was all
Tuesdays.
before 9
and-
a.m.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I was just
can't get
asking.
anything
I was just
done.
asking. I'm like, I know your delivery day's Tuesday. I know it's Thursday, and I'm just asking if you got anything good in this week,
Hey, Steve, what's the temperature of the pool?
motherfucker. So I get it. I get it then. So I worked at Bally, and the joke behind this is I got 75 phone calls a day asking me what the temperature of the pool was.
serious?
And then it got to the point where all my friends would call.
We'd call.
People would call and be like, hey, Steve, what's the temperature of the pool? I'm like, 82. It was 82 yesterday. It's 82 today. It will be 82 tomorrow. It's always 82. And that's what the temperature is. Nope, because I brought my thermometer in and it wasn't 82. I'm like, then don't come. Go to the city pool. Leave me alone.
Stay out of my pool.
So I guess I get it then.
Yeah.
All right, touche. Fine. You know what? I'm an asshole for
I
asking.
never thought about that until just now, though, when we were talking.
You know
about
what's funny about you saying that is I was kind of thinking in my head, and I'm like, I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up because now I know.
I mean,
I'm not going to say it anymore. I won't ask.
I'll
I'll just show up when I'm supposed to and look behind the counter and just hope there's something there.
Right. It is a lot of fun, though. I mean, I've definitely slowed down just because, like, during COVID, we had the kids home. So, like, not as
Not
much
going
as
shopping as
degenerate
much.
as I am. I'm not bringing the kids with me to the liquor store, you know?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, have you ever walked into the liquor store with them? Like, say you're at Giant Eagle, for
I
example.
took Gibbs one time.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah, right.
Seriously, I got a story about that when we're done with this.
Actually, it was really cool. So it was a place in Menor, and I had heard, or I called because I knew it was Blanton's. Actually, I knew Blanton's was in the area, and I called, and they was like, "Yeah, actually, I'm surprised no one's been in here. I still have 4 bottles left." I'm like, "Okay." So I went in there, and I got one, and then I went and picked my kid up, and then I called back, and he's like, "Yeah, I got 3." And I'm like, can you bring it out to my truck? I got my kid with me. And he's like, yeah, I can do that for you.
Well, that's awesome they
I'm
did
like,
that.
oh, sweet. So I pulled in. He's like, weren't you just in there? I'm like, yeah. He goes, whatever.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
like, oh, sweet. So I got 2, like, which you're not supposed to do, but
Yeah, you're not.
whatever.
But like, you should be like, no.
Yeah, he was really cool about it.
That's
and,
nice, though. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Customer service.
So that's about as best as I got. As
So
bringing the
I
kids
did.
in.
I was at the liquor store the one day on my lunch from work, and this lady walks in, and you can tell she's all about the bourbon. She's asking them all these questions. She's very knowledgeable about the bourbon. She has both of her kids in there. One kid's just running around. Like, this is dangerous. Like, this kid's because here's the story. When I was little, my babysitter took us to Giant Eagle, and her son, we were walking through the wine section, and he bumped into the rack, and I'm telling you, domino effect.
No.
The whole bottom rack just falling down, dominoes shattering all over the floor. There was just
Dude, at Giant Eagle, too, they carry some wine. Like, they store some wine there.
yeah, dude. I mean, it was a disaster. So that's all I kept thinking too. Was like, this lady's
Can you imagine?
walking around with her kids.
Yeah, the kids.
I'm like,
you hear the parents. Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch, I'm not buying all
the
this.
one, her daughter was standing like, it was on her hip, like she wasn't moving. Her son was a little bit older, and he's just like in the other section of the freaking store by himself. Like you hear him just yelling. I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is like just recipe for disaster.
Oh, jeez.
See, the kids are the safe bet, though. It's actually the old timers in the motorized shopping carts.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a good call.
Get a little
And then they
reckless.
in
Get a
there,
little
and,
reckless.
I get it. You can't. You struggle walking. You need this. Okay, but it's tight in those roads.
It is, man. The
That's a
liquor
good
stores.
call.
Like forward, back.
I'm a clumsy guy, man, yeah.
You know, it's trying to back in a trailer. It's like
Well, and especially
So
all
Austin
those,
Powers trying to get through the hallways. Go,
especially all those, you know, like those people that set the all the displays up and stuff. Do you have to set up displays?
We do a lot of displays.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of
Like
displays.
some of them are super intricate and like and they do their job, right? Like they catch your eye and you're like, oh, maybe I do need this bottle of
for sure.
Maker's Mark. You know what I mean?
This is awesome. I'm gonna get one.
So, but like, yeah, motorized shopping cart through one of those things, like
Oh my
all
God.
that work
Then they just
somebody
keep
just
going.
did.
Like they didn't even
I
do
don't
it.
give a shit.
I didn't do anything. Fuck you. I've been here for, been around forever. Fuck you. You cleaned it up.
Problem.
So you just knocked over that display. Yeah.
Going back to the reserve.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the reserve.
Okay.
I was thinking of going back to the oceans.
So your
Yeah, I'm
glass
still
is good.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. I'm
You're
still working
good.
on it. So, Ian, you want to explain to him the proud dad moment? Because I know you got this down, and you could carry it out a little bit to let give him the time to think
I
of
can
something.
do that.
He
Yeah.
has. He gave me the fair warning on all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's
we gotta
true.
give you the
Patiently
warning, and
makes
if
it
you're if you're a listener, you know what to do. Some come prepared.
Proud Dad Moment's definitely my favorite part of the show. So I really enjoy, I guess, listening to a dad like recollect on something that like they were really proud of. And again, I almost like being proud of your kids is one thing because and you should be proud of your kids, and you should absolutely, if there's something that really sticks out, that's what I want to hear. But also I like to kind of make you think about what you might be proud of yourself for. And that sounds kind of like sitting on the couch type, therapy session type thing. But I have no problem with that because I think it really does help. Like,
Absolutely.
I think it's good to be proud of something because that makes you want to repeat that behavior. And if we're doing good things and we're proud of it, then isn't that the point? Right?
That's what it's all about, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, proud dad moments could be your kid, could be you, could be your wife, whatever. Could be a buddy of yours. It doesn't really matter. I think it's good to recognize whatever the action or scenario was, and then try and continue on with that.
Sure. I'll hit you.
All right.
So it's actually it's something that actually played into today. I think we were talking about it, Steve. I was down in the area earlier for a practice. We did flag this year.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
if
Yeah.
kids have done flags.
Not
Our
yet.
first-
I
our
want
first
to.
go at it. It's been an interesting. We were stoked that Menor baseball had baseball this year. We
Right.
had t-ball. We were stoked that there was flag to do. Peter's a big fan of soccer. We've done some little kickers over at Lost Nation.
Yep.
So the kid, he likes to run and he likes to stay busy. Baseball's kind of bored him, but
Yeah.
he's caught on and he's captured it, and he's aggressive with the baseball concept of it. With 2 years of t-ball. But so I'm like, all right, we're going to do flag. It's our first year we can do flag. Why not? You like to run. We've been locked up for 6 months.
Right.
You need to run.
Yeah.
So we signed him up for flag. We go to our first practice 7 weeks ago now, and he caught on right away.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great. I'm stoked. Like,
Yeah.
he's pulling flags. He's running with the ball. He's running away from the kids. It was fantastic. Well, that was on a Friday night, and then first game was probably that Sunday morning, and he was like a deer in headlights out there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? Me and Renee are looking at each other like, what? He grasped it. He knew what he was doing. He's not executing it now. What happened? And if I had to assume what happened to him, it was just the masses of people at that time. And
Yeah,
it was
it's just
more
different.
Of
It's
a
more from practice
to
to the
first one-on-one that wasn't baseball. It was,
Yeah.
He's never done a one-on-one or a team against team in soccer to this point. So I'm like, maybe that scared him. That's all right. We'll get through this. So ice cream afterwards. The whole it's all right. You did fine. And his thing was I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I'm scratching what hair I have left, and I'm like, well, you just did it yesterday.
Yeah,
You grasped it at practice. So we go into week 2. Same thing. Deer in headlights. Man, this is not good. This is
hell is happening?
A long couple weeks here. Dad, I don't get it, he says. And I'm like, well, I don't, at this point, what don't you get? Everybody else is getting it. You had it. Where did it all go? Like, what happened? So I don't even know what I said to him other than maybe like it was just a giant game of tag, to play freeze tag. At school, they apparently they're
they
a lot
love
of tag right now.
Yeah,
They love
tag is what it's all about, man.
It's great. We played tag today. I hear that every day. So, I put it into the terms of tag. I'm like, listen, the guy with the ball, you got to tag him. Turn on his freezing, just pull his flag, and when you're it, you just run with that ball as fast as you can. And so we went into like week 3, week 4, whatever, and he got it.
Yeah.
He's been a beast.
Yeah.
He's been a beast at
That's
flag,
awesome.
you know. So we had practice tonight. This is our last week. Unfortunately, we had skipped a couple practices. It wasn't intentionally. We didn't really realize that there was some Friday night practices. It's all good. That might have helped the scenario. But tonight, man, I think he got the flag every time somebody ran past him. I'm like,
Nice.
See,
middle
you got it,
linebacker?
man.
Where he at? Like,
Yeah.
you know.
That's awesome.
That's great, man.
It was truly one of the proud moments that I've had with him.
Good,
Was
that's-
right there.
that's awesome,
you know,
'cause-
he's gravitated to this. And then the icing on the cake, being 6 years old, it's been 6 years where I truly probably haven't watched any Sunday football.
Yeah.
And this past Sunday, not even yesterday, he did with the Thursday night game, but on Sunday he's like, "Can we watch some football?"
Yeah, because he's into it now, man.
Oh,
Like,
no
yes.
more cartoons.
This is it. This is it.
Like I get my TV.
That's
back.
awesome.
That's great, man. And also, to piggyback on that, there was almost a dad hack in there. I mean, that was a dad hack.
It definitely
Because you
is a dad
said,
hack.
hey, this is like tag.
Yeah, the tag.
Incorporating something else to help him figure out how to play.
Yeah. You're
That's
pretty
pretty awesome, man.
Double dipping there.
That
Absolutely.
great
That's a
work,
good
man.
double
That's
dip for
that's
that.
something to be proud of. Because I mean, like you said with baseball, like with t-ball, it's tough because t-ball is so tough, man. Like it's easy to get bored. Baseball's easy to get bored. Baseball's my sport. Like that's my
Same.
100%. That's what I love. You know, I never played football. I wish I did. I wish I would have played basketball. All that shit. I had fun playing it with my friends, but I never got like organized football or basketball. Baseball, yes, it could be very boring, especially when the t-ball. There's not much going on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
And I always, every week, my son, like, I'm like, just if you want to have fun, every time the ball's hit, I don't care. Just go for it. Just run after the ball no matter what. Be the one to get to the ball because that's what it is. T-ball is all the kids, the ball is hit and they all just run toward they're tackling each other. Have fun, make it fun somehow.
yeah.
Right.
There's some weeks where he was super into it, and there was some weeks where it's like, I don't give a shit. It's 95 degrees out here. I'm
it's so
dying,
hot for baseball.
and this is boring. So, I mean, at this age, it's tough. It's because, I mean, you remember.
Yeah.
I mean, we started coach pitch, I think is when we started.
Yeah.
And it was a little more interesting than T-ball. T-ball is just kind of, they're figuring it out. They're getting the rules down. They're trying to figure out where to go. It's very entertaining as a parent to watch because the kids are just running everywhere. It's just like, it's, and then you get the kids playing in the dirt
It's entertaining for like
a week.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
I
But I'm
wish
like-
I had put him into the coach pitch this year. I don't know how they work with the aging. If it's
Yeah, I think-
frowned upon if you're not in the right age group, or if you
Yeah,
bump them up
Because
because of it.
I do know that like I didn't do T-ball growing up. I went straight to coach
I don't
pitch.
remember doing T-ball.
I didn't do T-ball.
You know what I did? I remember I did softball.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
For the first year, and it wasn't like a regular size softball. It was like I don't know what it's called. What are those baseballs called that are like they're like squishy?
Yeah, just like
There's a term for it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I remember doing that in Men Are on the Lake League, and then I moved to
the ML,
men,
yeah.
and then we did coach pitch.
Yeah.
So
That's where I
but
met
that
you.
was like I know we're doing Gibbs is going to do coach pitch next year.
Well, you guys kind of did that in a way though.
Yeah,
because they
we
did the T-ball
we
mix
did
with
T
coach
and
pitch.
or 3 and T. So they had 3 chances, and if they
Get off the
didn't
tee,
hit
they
it, then they
don't.
had to go on the tee.
Oh,
So it was
okay,
coach
okay.
pitch
So
for 3
three
pitches,
coaches
and
off the
then
tee. Gotcha.
It's so tough too with like being a parent at sporting events. Like, I don't want to be the one that's yelling. I don't want to be the one that's like louder than everybody else. But like, man, at T-ball, I'm like, Sam, pay attention. Sam,
Oh, my God.
get into just go for the ball.
That was like
it's
the
so
flag
painful, man,
scenario.
and I don't want to be that guy. Because
Flag's quick,
you know that
it's-
guy, man.
football's
It's-
quick.
That's why.
Kids
That's why I think I
run.
want to get him into that because like
Yeah.
the kid loves to run.
Dude, Sam will be a beast.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, I feel like he would be into it.
Yeah.
My youngest Ben, I feel like I'm just gonna get him into soccer just to try it because I see him
You need to
running
get
around
Ben
the
into
yard.
wrestling.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's a great sport.
So my son Ben is he's just a little hellion, and he's mean. He's always fighting Sam. He's always tackling him, just grappling with him all the time. I'm
is
like,
that where the wrestling came from? Yeah.
yeah, I think it might be his thing.
That'll be his sport, man.
Soccer too,
I
like
mean, if it projects out the way he is now,
yeah.
and I think that's a good thing.
He's
I'm
just he's just got
funny,
this
man.
mean
He is
attitude,
just-
man. He's just like
Self-discipline. It's just everything
And that's
about
why-
wrestling just develops a person.
Absolutely.
Beyond any other sport.
that's why I also
think.
love the whole idea of karate and like jiu-jitsu and things like that. I think that's like phenomenal for kids to get into is to figure out that discipline and where to put that anger and that energy. I think that's
Yeah, it's
really
a
important
really
for
good
a kid.
outlet.
I don't know if we tried the karate thing for a little while.
I think they were too young.
They were too young. Like Sam had a tough time. I think it helped that Gibson was in his class. So Ian's son, and he's like, he looks up to Gibson. Like that's his buddy. Like he thinks like everything he does is awesome. So for him to be in the class,
Kind of like how Steve thinks everything I do is awesome.
not so much. Not so much. He's pretty cool.
You're all right.
He's all right.
Thanks,
Are we
man.
live? This is being recorded. It's true. Anywho, but yeah, I mean, I think those type of sports are important. I think any organized sport for a kid is very important. Even though my hatred towards soccer, I don't want to do it, but I feel like Ben should do soccer.
Let me tell you something about soccer right now.
Tell me.
So Gibbs.
Oh, she's in soccer.
Always got to do everything, right? Like first kid, like went and did he did karate for a while, and then he's always done
try a
baseball
little bit of everything.
and whatever. And Sloane's always come along and been a really good little sister and
Just gonna tag along.
watches and whatever. So we're like, we need to get Sloane into something. So we decided to try soccer. And so 2 weeks ago was the first week. She was super excited. We went and got her a pink soccer ball, and she got her pink socks and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know who thought this up, but for 3-year-olds, the practice is an hour long. And they're like, show up 15 minutes early for the first one. We're like, okay, we get that. 7 minutes, and she was just done. Like, especially like
There's a certain amount of time that things should be for kids.
Those are little legs and be moving that fast.
yeah,
And it's just not what they want to do.
right.
You could get their interest for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, I don't like this. I'm done.
Bro, this week was even worse. Like, we got there like 10 minutes early, and we're like, all right, that was a little bit long, so we'll get there a little bit early. We got there, and she was all excited. By the time practice started, she was done. She kept
not
running
doing
back to us. She was like, well, I want a snack. I'm like, no, you can't have a snack. Like, it's time for practice. Like, get out there. Your team needs you. And because of like COVID stuff, the coaches, they're like really not doing anything. It's kind of like a free for all.
Yeah.
And so like there was one point where Crockett, his kid's in it too, and so his kid and Sloane are just sitting there playing with each other on the sideline. I'm like, hey Kev, next session you want to just like burn a bunch of money and then just hang out and let the kids play together? I mean, we get more enjoyment
seriously.
out of that.
Just put them in the backyard.
But no, hopefully each week she gets it more and more. I just don't know. Like she just.
So is
doesn't
this
seem
like
into it.
full like?
No, it's not even
exhibition
games.
soccer, or is this more like
it's
the
not even
kickers
games.
program?
It's kind of like the kickers program. It's just outdoor, and there just seems to be less structure.
Okay.
Run
I'm
around,
not
do
too
whatever you
happy
want.
with it, to be
Yeah,
Yeah,
honest.
we've been trying to find something for soccer.
So this is over
for,
at Wildwood, in Menor.
We've
and
outgrown kickers.
Yeah,
We've
right.
definitely outgrown kickers.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like I will say this is like after we're done, the older kids go and play, and there's like 4 teams or whatever, and those seem to be more structured. So maybe it would be good for older kids to do, but the 3-year-olds, they're just
3-year-olds are
running
tough.
around.
3 is a tough age in general for any sport, I think.
Yeah, it really is. They're a little bit young but you got to get them exposed and
Getting
you
them
get them
out there,
started.
running,
So that way for
that's-
next year they can
exercising.
build
Let's try to
on
get
it.
them involved in anything.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and look, at the end of the day, having an activity to do that takes up 2 hours on your Wednesday evening,
mom and dad out of the house.
right?
Yep.
We're out of the house, or I take one. Cool, worth it. So
sign me up.
yeah. I wanted to say part of your proud dad moment. I think the cool thing to think about from what you said is it wasn't you were proud that my kid kicked ass at flag football this week.
Perseverance.
It was the process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
getting there.
Like, and I think that's what's really cool to take from that, because it could be flag football, it could be learning math, it could be, whatever, whatever it is down the road. And I think that's really cool to kind of understand the concept of that is like seeing our kids go through the process and persevere and try something and do better and better and better, and then it like clicks, right?
Yeah. Stick
I
with
think
it.
that's really cool.
Yeah. I agree.
Totally.
All right. Well, one more thing. Dad hack. Are you prepared for that?
P knows all
We
about
might
the
have-
dad
We might have
hacks.
touched on it already, but
You can go back to it.
I'm a bribery guy.
Yeah.
Got to bribe. Yeah, got to bribe. But I got to bribe with something I want.
Yeah.
It's about what I want when it comes down to it,
Wait a minute here. What?
Yeah.
Explain.
I got a sweet tooth. I like sweets.
Okay.
So when I want that ice cream at the end of the night, that's what I'm going to leverage the ice cream on you. So
Yeah. You get what you want at the same time.
Want,
I like that.
Another one is works well for me is competition.
Okay.
Bet you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet you can't eat those green beans. Oh, yes, I can.
Yeah.
There's no way you can eat 2 of those green beans. And before you know it, he's ate 6. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, slow down.
Yeah. Well, take it easy. Take it easy.
Chew.
Yeah. Exactly.
Can't swallow that whole.
Competition. Dad hack. Competition's a really good one.
For sure. It really is, man.
I know I've used that quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It works a lot. It doesn't work all the time, but it works a
No,
lot.
it doesn't. But you can use it from time to time.
It's a tricky one because you can't overplay it.
Because you don't. Yeah,
I did
that's
that.
true.
I made that mistake, and
it's like, okay,
I can't remember
whatever.
what it was. And Gibbs, he called me out on it. He's like, "Dad, I know what's happening. You're just trying to get me to do something that I don't want to do." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, the shit! Already you figured this out?
Where did that come from?
Mine thing is like with any type of food is I'm like, if you want to get big and strong, you got to eat that food. And then both of them, as soon as they start they're done with their vegetables, they both stand on the table and they start flexing.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, look how big my muscles are. I'm like, I told you. Because if you don't eat that, you're going to start shrinking.
Muscles, yeah.
How cool would it be if that's how it worked?
I know. I don't want to catch on to that because I'm like, I'm not growing. My muscles aren't any bigger.
Imagine if I don't know,
The only thing that works for is fast food.
going out tonight.
Wait.
Come and eat some green.
It just gets you. Fast food is the only thing. The only thing you're seeing results for is fast food, and that's like, it's all in my gut now.
side?
Okay, yeah. There's nothing positive about it, but you're seeing some differences in your body.
It's 100% true.
I'm like, I can eat all these vegetables, nothing's changing. My muscles aren't getting any bigger. What the hell's going on? They lied to me,
Sitting
Popeye.
there flexing in the mirror.
Yeah, like everything looks the same. My forearm's huge like Popeye. What the hell's going on here? I thought I'd eat my spinach. I'm gonna be a beast. Start breaking shit.
That's amazing.
Not true. So yeah. Oh, there you go. There goes the party animals right there.
11 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yep, time to go home,
they're
kids.
Actually closed now.
Yep.
Called it.
Last call's
that what
at
time?
10 and
11 closed
and
down?
they close
Yeah.
at
Kick 'em out,
11.
huh?
Yeah. Well, I think they're allowed to be open, but it seems like everyone's closing an hour after last call.
Yeah, they close at 11, I think.
Yeah.
There were some reports of some of the big places down in Cleveland that they were just popping water for the game last night. Because that was a big argument.
Yeah.
The game
We're
starts
not watching the
late.
game.
We have
We have to leave- we have to leave the
customers, and
bar.
We have to leave because,
Yeah.
wait a second.
We're gonna leave at like halftime.
Really sucks.
Oh,
I mean,
pop-
Popping
really
water,
does.
milk and
It
cookies.
sucks for all these freaking bars, man.
there was a picture posted, one of the local places around here that it was posted at like 10:15 or 10:30,
so much
something like
time
that. Yeah. And it's just like an empty bar. The Browns game still in like I think it was halftime or third quarter. And it's like, this is what's going on right now. Like, nobody's making money. Nobody's having a good time. People left at halftime and went to their friend's
not only
house or
that,
whatever, and
not
then
o-
not following the rules.
Not only that though, you don't even go to the bar. Because why would you want to go to the bar if you're gonna have to okay, halftime rolls around, we have to leave.
Right.
And we have to find somewhere else to go. Why don't we just start the night at a friend's house and not go to the bar?
Well, I think even in the write-up that you're referencing, the owner touched on the fact that my customers left to go to somebody else's house to continue drinking.
Right.
and
You're
watch
not
the
gonna change
remainder of
anything.
the game.
It's gonna stay the same. You're gonna
So
You're gonna
what was
go.
the logic in that?
Right. It doesn't make any
Doesn't make any
sense.
sense, no.
It sucks. Like,
Those memes right from the beginning of it, like we're gonna close the bars at 10 o'clock. Oh, COVID's not coming out till 10 o'clock apparently.
right.
Guy hiding behind the tree.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like, oh
right.
yeah, that guy. COVID. I love that
Gotta get
picture.
ya.
That is so good. That is the most perfect picture between that one and the lady, that girl, like she's like leaning over.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best picture, man.
Yeah, there's
Those
so
are the
many
best
good
memes.
ones. It's, I feel like we talk about it more and more. Just as this gets drawn out and goes, I just wonder, like, where is what's the plan?
What is the end result?
Yeah, we're
I mean,
going.
what-
Where are we
when
going
does
with
the
it?
switch go back on?
Well, I saw something that is really, really true. Like, remember when everything first started and we were all scared, and rightfully so. Like, we have no idea, It was, hey, we need to do this so that we don't overrun the hospitals.
Yep.
Flattening the curve.
the curve.
I'm here to tell you, there's no one in the fucking hospitals. Like, so what are we still doing?
Overrun.
Right.
It never happened.
Here they definitely
Even at
weren't.
the
Now,
peak when I
there
think-
was places that like the hospitals took a huge hit, right? Like New
For sure.
York.
But then the
Sure.
majority of the things, like just small things that you would typically go to the emergency room for, people are like, "Fuck that, I'm not going.
Right.
I'm not going. I'm not going to deal with it."
So why are we still? I mean, again, at some point, I'm a big believer in personal responsibility. Like, if you have underlying conditions, and like the shit sucks. Like, I know people that have had it and have been hospitalized for it, and I don't wish that on anybody because that sucks.
For sure.
But
Exactly.
I don't want to say. I don't want to
Exactly.
say too
No.
much, but like, you have to there's a point where the punishment or the cure is more harmful than the disease.
Here's the deal.
Or the virus.
We are watching businesses, like a lot of small businesses close. You're watching people lose their jobs. I mean, the effect of this is huge.
Right.
Way worse than it should be. I mean, a lot of people are taking big hits for this shit, man.
Sure.
It's definitely a thing for these businesses to adapt to.
For sure.
it's-
You have to figure it
many
out.
have adapted very well to it.
They have.
Others, They're still trying to figure out how to adapt.
They're still trying
it,
to,
you know,
but then,
and
like-
every scenario is different for all those business owners.
Absolutely.
So why one can adapt and versus the other one not being able to.
And it sucks, man. And it's
And look, by the way, I wouldn't ever want to have to be the one to make those kind of decisions.
fuck
Like,
no, dude.
Governor's
No chance.
seat, no thanks. Like,
No, thank
don't
you.
want to be involved.
I'm
in
like, I'm
that.
good.
Like, you can't. It's literally lose.
No matter what you do, you're wrong.
But having said that, like, can't we get to a point where it's like, okay, this makes sense, and if you're not into that, then stay home.
Here's the deal, man. Right now, we've gone from the 80s in the temperature to the 50s. I don't know about you guys, but I have a runny nose every fucking day.
Right.
I have like,
get
you know what I
worse.
mean? Like I have like everything going on. Like right now, I'm probably getting a cold. You know, I'm like, my allergies are terrible, and I'm like, shit. I've been programmed to think I'm dying. I have
Right.
COVID. I'm dead. This is it. And my whole family and everybody I've come in contact with, because I have the sniffles right now, we're all screwed.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, because I think that like the same thing that I get every single year, a sinus infection, a cold. I'm like, I have to go get tested. I have to go get a freaking 12-inch Q-tip
to
shoved
stay
up my
home from
nose.
work.
Yeah, I have to. And then I have to go get tested. And then not only that, because of protocol, now I have to stay home from work. My whole family has to stay home.
Yeah.
And then odds are maybe I don't have it, and maybe I do. I don't know.
You know.
And
Well, the reality
I
is-
get it. I get the whole thing. I don't want to put anybody at risk if I get sick, but at the same point, like this right now, it's going to get crazy because kids are getting sent home with stuffy noses
Everybody's
because
about to get sick.
they're like, everybody's doing it. My kids all have runny noses right now. All of them. Like, I mean, we all do. Everybody at work, we cough and we're like, oh shit, sorry. I swear I'm fine. Don't,
Yeah.
don't send me
When
home.
I walked in here, I was clearing my throat. I'm like, oh god, these guys are gonna kick me out.
I almost did. I was this
I thought
close,
so.
dude.
Yeah, we
I was
saw the comment.
this
I'm like,
close
that
to
was a
kicking you out, man. I'm like, take your signs and get the fuck out of here.
It's a little too
Leave
loud.
the bourbon. Yeah.
Thanks.
Kindly leave.
No, I mean, and I hate to make jokes about it because it is serious, and
It really is.
and I do believe that it is a thing, but
100%
there
it
has
is.
to be a better way that we can function as a society, and not put the crutch on, and don't use it as a crutch, and rather use it as, let's say, okay, well, let's maybe just be a little bit healthier. Like, I'm all about that life. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
let's
the
figure
best
out how to
takes
be a
on it.
little bit healthier. Let's figure out how to, maybe be a little bit more sanitary in all of our businesses and everything else. And like all about that stuff. But yeah, it's just,
Yeah, we know. Hey, we
So
could go down
frustrating.
this.
I know.
You know how many times we've talked about like we're not going to get into it.
I know.
We're not going to get into it. But it's what's going on.
That's what you got to talk about.
It happens
Yeah,
every time.
It's what's
It is what it
going on.
is.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what you gotta talk about.
But,
But
yeah,
you know, we're at this point right now, like we said before, where kids are in school. Pray to God that everything stays okay. Not shutting anything down. Hopefully this all
so
goes
far
smoothly.
so good.
Yeah. They're like the school our kids
Couple.
are at, like they are, I mean, 7th grade class.
Yeah,
But
right.
other than that, I mean, like the way they're handling things, and the way they're communicating with the parents and everything, it's all pretty awesome. It's pretty amazing.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they're doing what they have to do, and they're doing a good job.
right.
So hope everything goes smoothly and keeps. I don't know.
Keeps on. Well, yeah. I mean, what I'm nervous about is as the weather turns. Like right now, people are willing to put up with a lot more because I mean, at least for us, like we go to the parks every day and we go like there's things to do outside. Mm-hmm. Once we get stuck inside, like dude, I do not want to go back to that. Like when all this stuff first happened, we just like were just afraid to go outside. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we just stayed inside and had our 2 weeks worth of food and whatever.
Yeah.
When people are stuck back inside because it's too cold to go out or whatever,
it is what
like
that's what we do.
I think that's going to be the breaking point.
It is going to be because I mean,
I don't know if there's anything we can do about it.
No.
I'm just saying, like I think that's when people are going to start.
I'll never
really
forget the first week when they were like, okay, this is here. I'll never forget. I was in a competition for work. We do this like whole step thing. Like every month we have like a different competition for people to try to get steps and everything. We had teams, and this was right at the start of it. So I was walking like. Just running and walking like crazy, getting as many steps as I could. And I'll never forget it. Like, this is right when everything started getting locked down. And I was walking down Euclid Ave, and there was like, there'd be points when I'm walking down there where there was 0 cars on the street. Every store was closed, and there was not one person out. It was eerie. Like,
eerie.
I'm out, and it's dead silence.
Every day was like a Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Looking into the retail parking lots, traffic on the road.
Yeah.
There was nothing there.
I'm like, it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm walking down Euclid Ave, and there's like 0 cars on the street. Every store was closed.
It was like Walking Dead.
It's what it seemed
like.
I
mean? Like where you're like, where they depict, going through like the stores and like, there's no one in the parking lots. Everything's closed up, and you like where in the first thing where the guy doesn't know what's his name,
Rick.
Yeah, where he doesn't know what's going on. He woke up out of the coma, right? And like I just remember thinking that, like, what the fuck is?
It was
going
literally
on?
like The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
and I'll never forget going to the grocery store. I'm like, babe, I'm going to the grocery store.
What?
I have like Lysol. I'm like spraying myself, and like you're walking towards somebody in the aisle, and you're like.
Changing your clothes in the garage when you come home.
Oh yeah,
changing the clothes, spraying your groceries and shit.
You'd have the box of mail.
Yeah,
in packages and stuff.
Leave
like
this
that
out
on the side, and you got to wait for 72
hours. Yeah, leave this out in the garage
for
a few days, and then we'll go check it later.
I'm like, but babe,
that's how they projected it to everybody. Yeah. It was the portrayal of it all.
And you know what? I don't really even have a problem with all that kind of stuff because you know what? They
didn't know what the hell was going on.
We took precaution. I'm fine with that. But then you learn, right? Like, and that's what you do as a human. You say, okay. We're okay. Like what they're telling us now is that it's not going to stay on the surface for that long, so we can adjust our practice. But what we haven't done is adjust our economic practices and like what can be open, what can't be open. And maybe we have a little bit, but I just don't think it's been enough. Like I'm glad they opened up schools. I'm glad, we went to the Browns game last night.
Yeah, we did.
Amazing that we were allowed to do that. But should we be at that point where I'm grateful that 6,000 people could go into the stadium? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's tough, man.
Well,
day at a time.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna do it. Day at a time. 6 months.
We're heading full steam ahead into flu season.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Right.
You want to talk about shit getting crazy,
dude? All I know is by 2021, we better be able to have people at golf events. That's all I know.
Just saying, because we got the waste management open.
We got a waste management.
Talked about that before.
February.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. Yeah, because
we had just come back at like a few months late. Like we were still on the high of it's in February. So
yeah,
it's awesome.
It's
because we went there and like, I mean, we were like, okay, there was a few cases in Arizona.
Yeah, it was just like barely a thing. Like people.
Like, I remember going on the flight. We brought our masks with us.
I didn't wear a mask on my flight.
No, we took it with us, and we like took a picture of ourselves with them on, and we're like, we're the only ones
look at us.
All right, so we just took them off, and it was fine. But yeah, man, 2021 better be just better in general because this is a fucking shit show. Everything.
Yeah, been a crazy year.
It has been, man. All right, well, we covered a bit of everything. We got some dessert. We got some COVID in here, like per the usual.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing all this in, man.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You got the whole setup here. We look very official tonight.
Tom.
Yeah,
cheers.
hey.
Cheers, Prez.
You. So yeah, thank you for coming on, man. It's been a great time.
Yeah, and, P, this was great. We did. We really did cover a lot. We will have to do it again soon.
I'm all for that. I got a lot of brands.
What other
Okay,
brands?
so
what other brands do you care?
So can we get the bottom 4 next time here? What do we got here? Jeez.
What do we got on the bottom 4 here? The chefs.
Yeah, the collaboration.
Rum finish.
Ooh, the old. Okay.
Pritchard Hill, which is fantastic.
Have not had
I
that.
like anything finished in a, basically in a
I'm not a huge finished
in a
whiskey
sherry finish type of deal.
I mean, there's a couple that are okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of
interesting,
like
though.
again 46. I really like. It's very subtle. It's not overly sweet. And then the what is it called? They changed the names of them all. Rabbit Hole.
Oh, yeah.
Rabbit Hole has the sherry finished.
sherry.
Yeah, and that was pretty good. We did that in an episode one time, and I was like, oh,
It's one of ours.
all right. Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
One of ours.
All right.
Yeah, Billy brought that bottle.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't remember who our guest was, but might have been Schleicher actually.
I think it was because he was hanging
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. So he was walking around in his boxers.
Yeah, that's right. That was a weird
How do you get the
times.
Manhattan on there? Which is, your
Yeah, I don't
pre-batch
know about
Manhattans. Pre-batch
Have you had
Manhattans.
it?
I have not actually. No, I haven't.
I mean, I
telling
like a
Steve
good
when we came
Manhattan.
in, in March, we were set to take a trip down to the distillery as a company, as a team, as a sales team, and it got postponed. And
Naturally.
got postponed again.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's just probably permanently postponed. It's all good.
It's not going to happen.
We
at this
get
point.
it. We're all right.
We'll
We're
figure it
good.
out eventually.
Yeah, it is
We're gonna,
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Actually. All right, cool. Well, this was awesome, Pete. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a good
again,
time, man.
we will definitely do it again whenever you're ready to come back on and show off some other products.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Big
Always
fan of the
welcome.
Jefferson line.
Bourbon, Scotch. We're going into whiskey season. And
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are strictly bourbon for the month of September.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I don't think my liver can take, since we have to do a bourbon every day, I don't know if I can take doing anything else on top of that.
So
I mean,
funny,
we're-
man.
What are we at?
We're at the 18th.
Like,
Almost through it.
It's funny, man.
tough.
It'll be like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like in bed, and Ian's like, we didn't get her bourbon, and I'm like, shit. All right, let me go take a
What do you
picture.
got? Let's go
really-
pour.
Yeah, we go pour
Let's
something.
go do one pour.
That's
We
like,
got to do it. I'm like, all right, fine.
So funny, man.
It's tough, man. Like, I remember thinking that last year, right around this time.
Yeah, it's like it kind of like, oh god, this is a lot.
Because in the beginning of the month,
This
you're
is a lot,
super
man.
excited.
Sign up for.
You're super excited. I'm like,
You're
oh,
pumped.
this is great. I'm
Can't
gonna
wait. It's
drink all
coming
this
up. It's
different
coming
stuff.
up. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
It's exhausting.
It's
It is
fun.
a lot of fun, and you're drinking everything. You're trying something different.
But like, I almost want to go on a cleanse, like starting in October.
Yeah, we're drinking
For, like,
so all
3
October.
days
All
at
October
least.
episodes will be water nights.
I was thinking like at least 3 days.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, let's not go crazy.
Yeah, let's not get let's not go over the top
overdo
here.
it.
Yeah,
You
come
don't
on.
wanna
All right,
send
you're
your
right. You're
system
right.
into shock.
Yeah, it's true. Gotta ease into it. Oh God.
All right. Anything that you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about?
No.
Good?
I'm stoked.
Good?
I'm
All
good.
right.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, you do good,
Great
man.
whiskeys tonight. Keep your eye out for the Oceans 22.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we will.
It should be due out early October. And I think there's some other variations coming out. I think there's some Twin Oak, some barrel selections from the state coming out then
Yeah,
too.
I'm
So
excited for that actually.
Noted.
we got some cool stuff.
Yeah,
We need
yeah,
him to give us the heads up on when things
Yeah.
are being released.
yeah. I
We'll
like
talk
that.
about that.
Yeah.
All right. So
Steve, anything you got?
I'm good, man.
Tom?
He's been really quiet tonight.
Stoic.
Let's get him in the frame here. There he
There
is.
he is.
Anything?
He's good.
Prez?
All right. Nothing. All right.
All right, very
good.
cool. So, thank you so much again. That was a fantastic episode. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, the YouTube, Twitter. Download us on your favorite podcasting app, including we are now, as of today, officially on Amazon Podcasts.
Boom.
That just launched like a week or two ago, and a small people finally got in. Well, we got in today.
Yeah. No big deal.
Awesome.
No big deal. So,
Yeah. Whatever.
Fantastic. Keep it up.
yeah, so you can go like, hey, Alexa, play the Talking Deads.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty sweet.
It is.
But yeah,
Website.
do that. Check out the website, www.thetalkingdeads.com. We will keep doing our bourbon reviews and things like that.
Quickies.
Dad Quickies on Mondays. Yeah, doing
All
a
that.
lot of stuff. So keep up the support. We appreciate it. And in the meantime, Raise good humans.
Catch you next time.
Peace.
Hey guys, if you love what you just heard or watched, and we know you did, do us a solid and hit that thumbs up. Share with your friends and throw us a comment, literally about anything. Your support legit keeps us going. Oh, and don't forget to give us that 5-star rating. We really appreciate you.